Hello! Okay, let me turn down this music. Hello! How are we doing today, guys? Hopefully you are well. We're back. It's time for some more Football Manager. 2 streams in one day. 5 streams in 1 week. Is this real life? It's as if I've cloned myself so I can be more productive. Yeah, we're back today. I'm just opening up FM. And we're going to, of course, be continuing on with the Liverpool save, which, I'm going to be honest, I played a little bit of it this afternoon after I finished streaming. Just amongst doing a few other bits and pieces job-wise. Obviously, Champions League final, a little bit disappointing. I'm going to be honest. It's not the final I wanted in terms of the result. And Real were like superb in the second half. I'll be honest, Ramos, I don't really like Ramos anyway. I don't know if many people do. Really don't like him today, though. Yeah, it was a bit of a shame that. I think it'll sour the game a little bit. I don't think it made a difference, really, let's be honest. It was 3-1 with like 10 minutes left. But, it was good to see, of course, Liverpool Hall of Famer Asensio get a goal. So that was something, right? But, I don't know, the first half kind of set it up, I feel like, to be a really good game, particularly the kind of first 30 minutes. But Juventus, like, defensively just got dismantled in the second half. But anyway, just a quick little recap. Since the last stream, I played 5 games. One of them was the EFL Cup against Chelsea, and we won 7-2. It was just a weird game. I even forgot to make subs. I'm going to be honest, I hit start game on it, went to make a drink and some food. I came back and it was 4-2 at half-time. It was a weird game, but Dele Alli with a hat-trick, not too bad. But the EFL Cup, I don't think Chelsea cared that much. But they beat Leicester 3-0, but 2 draws against the Victoria Plizen. Yes, we drew against the team who I thought we were going to steamroll in our group, and I'm a little bit embarrassed about it. We dominated the game. I played a completely rotated side, and I underestimated them. It's kind of my own fault, but a 1-1 draw is all that we could muster up. We then drew against Hull, who actually we slipped up against last season. We were a goal down in this game. We fought back to 2-1 up, and then we conceded again to make it 2-2. And then we took on Watford, where we did get a 1-0 win. It wasn't the most convincing results, but it was a win in the end. But anyway, we're going to see what we can do here. We've got Dynamo Kiev to kick off today's episode. So this is actually quite a big Champions League game for us. Worth noting that Atletico did beat this side. We're playing Dynamo Kiev. So we are still top of the group and, well, unbeaten, I guess, technically. But a win here would put us in a really good little position. Kind of going into 2 games, actually, against Dynamo in the next 2. And we've also got Manchester United on the horizon. So big games for today's stream. It's not going to be the longest stream. We did, of course, stream for about 4 hours earlier on today. But I thought we'd stream for just a little while, you know, see how things get on. I'm enjoying the save, I'm enjoying streaming. Maybe talk a little bit about the Champions League final. I did miss, actually, the first kind of 5 or 10 minutes of the second half, because BT decided that my internet shouldn't be on, and, like, literally cut it off. I had to reboot my router and cycle through. But we seem okay again now. Hopefully the stream's fine. At the moment, at least, it seems like the stream is fine. But if I do vanish, don't panic. My internet has already cut off once today, randomly. I feel like it's the fact that they know I'm streaming. You know, they've seen the internet usage go up, and now they want to smite me down with some data caps or something. Anyway, let's see what we can get on here. Mbappe, he's had a good start to his time at the club. Dele Alli, Coutinho hits the woodwork. Almost the dream start. Almost the dream start. Trying to get the audio balance right. If that audio balance is okay, let me know. Previously, I've had the kind of Spotify volume up to max, and then I adjusted my stream volume accordingly. That meant that when we got notifications for subscribers and stuff, they weren't very loud. So I've done a bit of a change up now, so when people do subscribe, we should hear the Mark Viduka song. And well, people were asking about a Mark Viduka remote. We are four subscribers away from being able to have a Mark Viduka remote. If you want to see it, and you have $5 to spare, and you of course enjoy the stream and want access to the emotes, consider subscribing today. Obviously, I'm getting back in the habit of streaming. I think it's something that I'd like to keep up just because I enjoy streaming a hell of a lot. And, well, this save, it's getting good, isn't it? Coutinho, can you score? Yes, he can. Lovely finish. Keeper's positioning was all over the place. But that's a good start, considering we drew against Victoria Plizen. I do need a good result today. That's got to be the aim. Nice finish by Coutinho. I did a tweet which was, who do you hate more? Retweet for Ramos, favourite or like? Because it's Twitter now, it's likes, isn't it? Not favourite. For Theresa May. I think Theresa May is actually winning in that poll of who people hate the most. Which, I don't know if it surprises me or not. Let me just double check. Yeah, Theresa May's still in the lead. I will say as well, guys, the the tactic of this Twitch stream, kind of the striker system, is now on Steam. And I've also got a command now for Moobot for my skin. So if you ever see anyone ask in the chat, what's Jack's skin or what tactic is it, can I download it? If you do exclamation point skin or exclamation point tactic, Moobot should give you links, because I now have Moobot set up, finally. And look at it, it works perfectly. Thank you, Moobot. I've never used Moobot before, but I set it up between the game finishing and going live. Oh, Mbappe. Oh, Mbappe. Get in. Take a bow. 2-0. Fourth goal of the season for him. Look at that. Go and subscribe to the tactic, by the way. It's on the Steam Workshop. Give it a sub. Write in the comments, this is the greatest tactic I've ever used. It cured world hunger. It cleared up all the diseases I had. Whatever you want to write. Make it sound great for the people. And yeah, give it a go. Let me know if you change it at all. I'd be interested to know how other people get on with it. Of course, it's done fairly well for us here at Liverpool. I feel like to finish second last year with our current squad was probably a slightly above average performance. Obviously, we got the most goals in that season as well. This year, it's not been quite so good. But yeah, I had some good success with it at Norwich before I used it for Liverpool. So yeah, I'm curious to see how other people get on using it. Oh yeah, and don't forget to rate the tactic as well and all that stuff if you do get it off Steam. The Steam Workshop should be simple to use. I don't think I've actually used it this year for FM17. But I'm sure you guys can let me know. If it works okay, let me know, because I don't think anyone's actually downloaded it yet and like seen if it actually works in game. So assuming it hasn't corrupted at some point, somehow, when I've stuck it up on the Steam Workshop, we should be all good. Hey Alex DZN, how are you doing today, dude? So what did we make of the Champions League final? I've got to be honest, I thought first half was superb, but you know, the first kind of 20 or so minutes, it looked like it was going to be this fantastic game. And then it just felt like Juventus in the second half, they were just outclassed. And for Juventus, a team probably have one of the best defences in world football, I thought Real Madrid just kind of dismantled them for the most part. As I said when I just started the stream, I thought Ramos's acting, whatever you want to call it, it's a little bit of a sour note. I don't think it changed the game that much. If anything, it makes it worse that he did it, considering that they were 3-1 up and it wasn't really needed. I need to get a Twitter command set up with Moobot. One day, that's the next thing on my list for next stream. I can't get all the commands working at once, but I've got the ones the people want. If you do want to find me on Twitter, it's @WorkTheSpace. There's a social media link down below if you're lazy and can't be bothered to type. It's kind of below the stream, there's a social media section. It also has my Facebook page, YouTube, all that jazz. Dele Alli, Emre Can, hit that. Saved away. I feel sad for Buffon though. Okay, I'm going to make some changes. This game should be wrapped up still. Chel's asking for more first team football, so we'll give him a game. Mario can come on to get a bit of match fitness built up. Last sub, who do I want to bring on? We'll take off Klein, we'll bring on Alexander Arnold to just end the game. Hey Julos, how you doing, dude? I think the thing you can say about the Champions League final is, it was more entertaining than the Europa League final. So that's something, right? We're not going to concede now, surely. Yo! Okay, that is way louder than I thought it was going to be. Thank you very much, Mustard Tiger. Ramos is a dickhead. I mean, I can't disagree. That was really loud. That made me jump. Was that an okay volume or was that too loud? Because I genuinely did jump a little bit when Mark Viduka's song started playing. I think both people will agree that was quite loud. Oh, they've had a player sent off. Who did I sign in the first season? That was a while ago. I can't actually remember off the top of my head. Let's turn down the total volume a little bit. This is the bit where I now do the cheeky thing of being like, oh, I need someone else now to subscribe so I can test the volume levels. Right, hopefully that's better. Hopefully that volume now is a happy medium between not deafening you with the Mark Viduka song and the audio being listenable behind me. I will say, you guys, there's a few of you, I don't know how true this is, but some of you talk about an event that happened in the Juventus fan zone. I checked Twitter quickly just based on what people were saying. I can't see anything of like that's actually been reported by any reputable news source. The best thing to do in this kind of situation is just not speculate about it until it's actually definitive, because the worst thing you can do is speculate, create a massive rumour mill. That was a good little result. Okay, I'll tell you what, that Mark Viduka song genuinely made me jump, but at least it's louder now, right? Is the audio balance okay now? Obviously, I tweaked it around a little bit. I'm always paranoid it's going to be too loud, the music, or I'm not going to be loud enough. But hopefully, fingers crossed, touch wood, it's okay. Post-match, what did everyone think? Positive. Klein got worse performance, but a 6.9 rating. It's not that bad at all. Going to rest up the players because that next game is not far away already. Manchester United in 3 days' time. I feel like, I'm going to be honest, when I was watching the game, I was getting slight flashbacks or kind of playing Football Manager with all the deflected shots going in against Juventus. It was like I was watching the Manchester United, the Football Manager match engine. Where did Manchester United go into my head from? I think it's because I was continuing forward and they are our next game. I'm a Liverpool fan, you know. I've got Manchester United on the brain constantly. Right. Can we win against United? They are top of the league. We are 5 points behind them in 5th. I'm going to be honest, if we lose this, a title challenge seems a long, long way away. Although, perhaps it's worth noting we have already played Chelsea and Tottenham this season. So we've played against a few of the bigger teams around us. Let's see how we get on. So just for you guys coming in, firstly, welcome to the stream. Hopefully you're all doing well today. That is not what I want to see. Donnarumma out with a broken hand. If you are new to the stream, obviously hit the follow button. And also the tactic that I'm using for the save is now available on Steam. And there is a direct link to my skin if you want to get it. If you use !skin or !, what's the one, tactic, you'll get links to both of those. Anyway, Donnarumma's out. That is a big miss for us. Mignolet can come in. I think we're going to play Hernandez again. Hernandez has played pretty well so far, Teo Hernandez. 7.55 rating in the league in 2 games. Let's give him another chance. Oh, look, the Fulham manager's turned up to get tactic. Nah, Ben, it's okay. You don't have to pretend you're doing your mob duty and you just want to get the tactic to download. It's okay. Anyway, let's see how we get on here. Manchester United, get your score predictions in. How are we going to get on? De Gea coming back after a lengthy injury. The rest of their team looks pretty strong. This is going to be a tricky game today, particularly without Donnarumma. Mignolet in goal. I need a big performance from you today. Please, make it happen for us. Right, Coutinho. Dispossessed. Can we keep pressing? Martial bringing the ball forward. I don't know why I commentate the first highlight of the game. It's never going to happen anywhere, is it? 4-0 United. 2-1 United. 7-4. 4-0. I assume that's to me for the 4-0. Yo, Rasmus. Thank you very much for the sub, dude. 6 months in a row. Hopefully the Mark Viduka volume was at a nice level. Thank you very much, Rasmus. Thank you for the sub as always, dude. Good to see you in the chat this evening. Feelings about the Ramos dive. It just makes me feel a little bit sick. It makes me feel... The thing is, the game was already over at that point, but in some ways that actually makes the dive worse. But I don't know. I just feel like with the whole Ramos thing, it was just so unnecessary. Like, I don't really like Ramos anyway, I've got to be honest. It particularly annoys me. Obviously, it's not really the first time he's done any of this play acting. But, I don't know. Oh, Coutinho, you've been given a gift on a plate. Thank you very much, Manchester United. You've been unsub for 2... Right, get out of the chat. No, I'm joking, Rasmus. I appreciate the sub again, dude. Did you make an FM16 skin? I didn't. To be honest, I'm trying to remember what skin I used for FM16 now, and I genuinely can't remember what skin it was. What do you think on the new white and green quarter kit for Liverpool? Oh, I know it's for Liverpool because I've seen the kit. I don't hate it. I don't love it. I feel like I preferred the old green and white kit, you know, of a few years ago. I think back to, I think it was the 2004-2005 third kit that was green and white. I'm not a massive fan of the barcodes, although actually I don't know if you'll notice them that much like on TV at a distance. I know it's a bit of a throwback to one of the older kits. I've seen what I think is going to be the leaked third kit for Liverpool, which is like this orange kit. I really don't like that one, but the home kit kind of makes up for both kits for me. Luke Shaw's getting sent off in this game. Hey Spenny, how you doing today? How's the dissertation writing going? Oh, not dissertation, thesis. Right, they've had a man sent off. What is their formation going to be now? They're playing without a centre attacking mid. I guess that kind of suits our system. Oh, okay, well this is going well. I'm going to take a sip from my grapefruit juice in celebration. Cheers. Glasnishaw is now red card Shaw. It's all coming up Millhouse. Does the tactic command not work? Oh, you need to put an exclamation point before it, Alex, and then it'll work for you. And you can also do skin, which will give you the skin. Coutinho, could he score again? Yes, he can score again. Is that a hat-trick? Is that the hat-trick? He's got a 30... When did he get his first goal? He's got, what, a 15-minute hat-trick against United. Cheers, Phil. Lovely stuff. Can we get another? Why not? I want more, boys. Let's destroy them. Let's crush them. I mean, you should be scoring that, or at least hitting the target. It's not ideal, is it? I mean, we can't concede, surely. They're down a man. Defensively, we want to be solid here. Mkhitaryan to Pogba. Apply the pressure. Win the ball high up the pitch if we can. I missed Donnarumma already. Mignolet is awful. Why is Mbappe taking free kicks? Because he's my best free kick taker. Mignolet, I mean, what was that, mate? I was like watching my mum try and catch a ball, what he's done there. It was just it wasn't very good. My mum won't mind that. She's not a very good catcher. Alright, 3-1. We're still comfortable. There's still a man down. I feel like at some point they're going to throw a man forward and I've got to be wary of that. Kante, hit that. Oh my gosh, Kante is a god. The reason I saw Karius ahead of Mignolet is actually because Mignolet was slightly better and I was only ever going to get... I offered Mignolet out and the highest bid I got was 6 million, whereas I got £12 million offered for Karius. So it worked out for us. Hey, I love slugs. How are you doing today, dude? Hey, Boise. This is a perfect start to the string. Can I say that it can only go downhill from here, really. The sad reality of this all. I mean, again, it's a sick goal by Martial. What is Mignolet doing? Kante was transfer listed. So he was out. He was out and available for £33 million. So we picked him up. Donnarumma broke his hand, so he's out for 4 to 5 weeks. Annoyingly. I mean, this can't happen, can it? Get it off. I mean, we've cleared it off the line. The hat's ready. The hat that we wear if we bottle it. It's waiting. The Ramdeuter hat of shame. I'm nervous. Matip's struggling. We'll bring in Chow for him. Keita, take him off for João Mario. We'll bring on Asensio as well for Dele Alli, who's not had the greatest of games. Oh, do I want to take off Coutinho with his injury? If they score, I definitely don't. Okay, Mignolet's held on to it. I'm going to take off Coutinho. I don't want to aggravate a thigh strain further. Although I will want to change the tactics here. Just to see out this game. Drop everyone back. No nonsense. Just park the bus now, gents. Just see out the game. We're down a man just for the end of it. Well, I say we're down a man. They obviously had a man sent off already. Okay, we're going to be fine. They're not going to score 2 in the last 45 seconds. Everyone relax. Good win for us. Decent start to the stream considering I was bottling it just before I came live with the previous 2 games against Hull where we drew 2-2. Not ideal. But this is a big win for us. If we'd lost here against United, they would have gone 8 points clear ahead of us at the top of the table. That would be a concern even at the early stage of the season. Good performance. 4-2. The bottle didn't happen. I'm proud. Mourinho's mad. I'd be mad too. When's our next game? We got Shrewsbury midweek. That is a game to rotate the squad. Coutinho should be back in the not so distant future. He got a hat-trick in 15 minutes. Superb, my son. Superb. He's loving it. Just beat Stoke 8-0 with this tactic. I'm glad it's working for you, Ben Winty. As I said, I've done a little bit of testing. I did some testing with Norwich in the Championship. And this tactic tore apart the Championship. And I've done obviously a little bit here with Liverpool. Where I wouldn't say it's been incredible. It's been really, really good for the most part. But obviously it needs to be tested at more teams. So if you do have any kind of positive or negative experience with it, let me know over on the Steam Workshop page for the tactic. I will look to tweak this, I think, over time. I don't really want to tweak it here with Liverpool because it's working at the moment. I feel like experimenting with tactics and stuff is something that I would reserve for when there's just a save I don't care about the results on. But yeah, the tactic is available on Steam Workshop. There's a link down in chat. Moobot has a command setup that I think a few people have used recently. I will say, I was looking, you know our little boy, Choi Hyun Chan, you know, the little high school boy, scored an international goal age 16. He's had his birthday now. But he's the youngest ever Korean international, and he's the youngest ever Korean international goal scorer. He got a goal aged 16. He got 22 goals and 13 assists this year. This boy, he's going to be absolutely insane. But he's not joining us for 15 months. I'm a little bit salty about that. We've not been on for too long. We've been live for the last 25 minutes. I've got my scout watching every high school game, so we should get some little updates from him occasionally. How does the uptime command work? Is that a Moobot one? I was trying to find out how that one worked. If anyone knows, send answers on a postcard. Hello, Jack. I'm new. Hello, Cameron. How are you doing? See, that would have been funnier if I'd said, hello, new. How are you doing? But I didn't. Worth noting, Moise Kean, obviously, out on loan in Serie A, playing for Carpi. That's definitely not how you say their name. If we just look at the player of the month, you can see he got it for the second month of the season, which I'm pretty proud of. And he got second place this month, so that's not bad. Who's this region? Let's have a look at him. He's playing for Carpi too. On loan from Lazio. I mean, he's quite good, isn't he? Okay, I've already talked about the Ramos thing, but it really annoyed me. Don't worry, mate. You're going to get a start against Shrewsbury. I know that's exactly what you envisaged when you asked for more games. But I thought the Champions League final was really good. I actually thought after the first half it was going to be a lot better than it, I guess, ended up being. But I don't feel like I can really fault the game for that. But I thought overall it was an entertaining game of football. When you compare it to the, to the brain come to me Europa League game, it was like head and shoulders above it in terms of entertainment. It's a shame, I guess, that it fizzled out a bit towards the end. But no, I thought it was a pretty good game. I'm going to play Mario at Regista, of course. We're trying to develop him to play the Regista role. And I can't help but feel like kind of forcing him to play as the Regista in this kind of game against Shrewsbury is probably a good way to help him develop. But yeah, we're going to go with a semi-rotated side. It's still a very, very strong team, but it should be good enough to beat Shrewsbury comfortably. Let's be honest. If we bottle this somehow, like, I'll wear the hat for the entire stream. That's how like confident I am in the boys. I hope that Ramos gets some retrospective kind of punishment. I don't think Ramos, as I said this earlier, I don't think Ramos's play acting ruined the game. I think it just left a bit of a sour taste to it all. I don't think Juve would have got back into that game. I think they were done before Cuadrado sending off. If I lose this game, I'll wear the hat for the entire stream, he said. Why did I do it? Why did I do it? I mean, at least they scored early. So just a reminder, I will be wearing the bottle hat, the Ramdeuter hat of bottling, if we lose this game. It's okay though, boys. I've got a fidget spinner with me now. Look at this. So I'm gonna... Oh, look at it. I'm gonna be one of those cool kids. I can't do the tricks though, where you like you throw it. My bad. I can't do the tricks where you like throw it between your hands. I can pass it, but look at that. That's the best trick I can do. Right, I'm gonna stop fidget spinning now. I'm sorry I dropped it as well. That made a loud noise. We've got a penalty. Maybe the fidget spinner is good luck. Maybe. Maybe that's how this works. The universe is determined by fidget spinners. I'm going to give it a spin. Score the penalty. Come on, Mario. Score it. Just good luck. That is happening every time we get a penalty. Every time we get a penalty, the fidget spinner will be spun until we miss a penalty. Because we've missed 4 penalties this season. And the fidget spinner might bring us luck. Shall Mario with the goal. Take a bow. Take a bow. Obviously, future Regista in the making. No worries, Tiki Taka Online. Always good to help out smaller streamers. Boys, I'm not happy with that. I'm not happy. Second half, go out there, make a difference. I want to see some magic. I'm just glad that we won a penalty. More penalties, more fidget spinning. The thing is, we'll probably now miss the next one and you'll never see the fidget spinner on stream ever again. I'm a little bit conscious. At the moment, I've got my Football Manager mug and my fidget spinner and not a lot else around me. And I am the kind of person who, when FM isn't going my way, I like to throw stuff around my room. I don't really have anything that's throwable at the moment. I need to find something. Moreno, finish that. That is a left back who knows how to finish. Take a bow. Okay, I've got a survey question for the chat. Do you own a fidget spinner? Yes or no? And if you've tried one but you didn't buy one, maybe sort of co-worker had one, maybe a friend had one, so you've spun it a little bit, just write casual spinner. So yes, you own one, no you don't, or casual spinner. I need to know. This is serious. Everyone's writing no. See, all these people say no. You can't judge before you've done it. You're all judgmental people. Because I thought, okay, I'm going to be honest, I thought it's a load of shit. And then I started doing it, and it's just really satisfying. Like, you just sit there, you know, rocking it back and forward, and it's really satisfying. See, a few casual spinners emerging now. It's okay. I know a few of you don't want to admit to it. See, casuals, all these people going, sister has one, brother has one. Nah, I know the truth. In the middle of the night where they leave their fidget spinner on their bedside table, you're there. If Gabriel Bonlahor scores, I'm walking out of my room. Right, I've just realised both centre-backs are really tired and I didn't put a centre-back on the bench. Not my smartest decision. Asensio had a mare. Let's bring in Johnny Flanagan for an appearance. He's been complaining about lack of football. Bernachetti as well. You're having 4 minutes against Shrewsbury away, boys. Enjoy it. Hey, João Ferreira, how are you doing? All these casual spinners. Sickening. No one said yes to owning a fidget spinner. There's got to be someone in the chat who owns a fidget spinner. Now, I know you're probably afraid to admit it. Go make another Twitch account and admit it on a throwaway account if it's that detrimental to your street cred. I just need to know I'm not the only person with one. See, people say the yo-yos were a fad. I've still got a yo-yo. It's all lies. Someone admit to having one. LXDZM, we can be best friends, don't you worry. We can fidget spin into the sunlight, into the sunset, or into the sunlight. You know, get stuck on a spaceship and sent out to the sun. Wijnaldum, be patient. He wants a loan. He's not getting a loan. I need him in the first team as backup. Fidget Spinners are making a collab with Kate Beyblades. I'll tell you now, Beyblades, they were so sick. If you don't know what a Beyblade was, like, you didn't have a childhood. I remember getting my first Beyblade for Christmas. I feel like Beyblades in the 21st century, though. Well, I know it's the 21st century when they first came out, but in the year 2017, like, you could do some sick stuff with, like, augmented reality, you know? If you spin it fast enough and you put your phone pointing at the Beyblade, it creates the bit beast, you know, the animal thing in the Beyblade, like, out of the top of it for your smartphone camera. Like, you could actually do that with the technology that's there now. We got Manager of the Month, boys. We're geniuses. What else happened here? What else? Anything interesting? Didn't we already know that Keane did well? Or is this the whole Player of the Month? Oh, no, this is another. What is this one? I don't even know. Either way, Player of the Month in September, runner-up in October. He's loving it. Can you recommend me a spinner? I'm not a fidget spinner expert, I'm afraid. No Manus Control. Still have my Beyblade. Smartest nostalgia decision. I wish I knew where mine were. I used to have so many Beyblades, like mixing and matching them all. I used to sit there. This is really sad. I used to use different. I had a big spreadsheet and it had listed every single component. And I had about 10 Beyblades and I tested every single combination through loads of different tests. So I changed all the weights, all the bases, all the top bits. And I did test like how long would it keep spinning for if I pulled it as hard as I could and let it go. And I'd take an average to find out what the optimal build was. I'd like face them off against each other, you know, mark it down like a big league to work out what the best combination was. My childhood was fucking boring. Anyway, I think we've got Everton in the EFL Cup coming up. We have. It's in the quarter-final next month. So that's something to look forward to. I got Mbappe for £72 million. Yeah, if we look at the transfer history here, someone's asking about transfers in the first season. So I sold Sturridge, Milner, Lovren and Lucas Leiva and Kevin Stewart, who I'm still amazed we got as much money as we did for. Brought in kind of a bit of variety, really. A few starters, Donnarumma, Michael Keane. Last season, brought in Keita, Theo Hernandez, Asensio, Bernachetti, Moise Keane, I guess a nice addition, and also N'Golo Kante. Made a few other sales. You can see Henderson went out, Mane went out, Lallana went out. And then in the most recent season, we picked up Mbappe and João Mario. And then in big news, we sold Firmino for £90 million, along with Karius Origi and Danny Ings for, and I guess Saka as well, for a pretty substantial movie. Beyblades were fucking sick. No one can argue against Beyblades. Is Bakugan popular in the UK? It was the shit when I was a kid. I've never heard of it. I feel like I'm missing out now on something that I should know about. Right, time to take on Sunderland. We kind of need to win this game, I'm going to be honest. We'll have a look at how our region's doing. We had a look at our little Korean kid in high school, and he seems to be doing pretty well. Choi Hyun-chan. I mean, he looks sick. 17 years old, playing for the Korean national team. Only just had his birthday. Happy birthday, Hyun-chan. We've got this regen who's going to be joining us. Looks really good. There's some fairly big teams interested in him. We've got him in for 6 million. But his physicals are really nicely well-rounded. 18 determination I like. His mentals are fairly solid. Good consistent performer as well. I don't think he'll get a work permit. In terms of regens in our team, Jose Pronto, playing for Dynamo, started actually making some appearances for the national team of Paraguay. That is the Paraguay flag, right? It is indeed. So that's good. Ronnie is playing regular first-team football for Internacional in in Brazil. I almost said in Spain. But yeah, he's doing fairly well, playing for the under-20 teams as well. Bruno Martins is on loan at Huddersfield. He's doing okay. He's developing, which is kind of the main thing. A few other players here. Baxi looks like he's doing okay. Alan Butler still complaining about the fact I'm teaching him how to jump, but he's still improving at his jumping. He has gone from 8.8 jumping reach to 11 in 16 months. Every month he comes to me and he says, "Boss, I don't like jumping." He's going to jump until his legs fall off. I don't care what he says. We've got him a trampoline. He has to jump on it every morning at the training ground. Everyone else is like, doing cardio. He's there on a trampoline training to jump. Anyway, Coutinho not fit enough to play today, which is a little bit of a shame. So we'll bring in Benachetti and see how he gets on. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is life. See, I played a little bit of Yu-Gi-Oh! When I was a kid, but like if I was playing a card game, it was always... I just didn't really play that many card games. Whereas like in primary school, like Pokemon cards were the shit. I went for a phase actually recently where I collected Pokemon cards. I have a binder somewhere with them all in. I mean, that's how cool I am. 23 years old, got my Pokemon cards out for the lads. I just love collecting stuff. Why are Regen's foreheads so big? Because none of them are actually humans. They're all sent from space by Sports Interactive to populate the world. They're all aliens. All the actual footballers were taken off the Earth in the year 2017. How long am I streaming for tonight? I'm not sure. Probably until midnight, maybe a little bit later. We'll see how we get on. Kante, Dele Alli, Keita. Finish that, Bernard. I'll call him Bernard to make everyone happy. Kante scores. Thank you very much, Kante. Thank you very, very much. What one feature would you love to see in FM17? Okay, this is a feature I've been asking for 3 or 4 years. So, Football Manager, listen closely. I want the ability to snapshot players. Now, you literally have this in the mobile game, so don't tell me it can't be done. I want the ability to snapshot players and even snapshot an entire squad at a click of a button. So that when you go to the comparison screen, you can compare a player between him at the start of the season and him at the end of the season in terms of his attributes. So I want some way of keeping records of my players. Maybe you do it at the start of every season and then there's an additional button where you can snapshot their stats on a specific day, and you can use that log to compare the player to that slot whenever you want. So if you've got a 16-year-old, you can go snapshot, he goes out on loan for the year, he comes back, compare him to his snapshot, where did he improve, how much did he improve? That would be the biggest quality of life change I could ever wish for in Football Manager, and if it happens, I will literally cry. It's all I want. It would help so much with monitoring players that are developing youngsters. It helps so much with judging how much a player's declined over a year at a glance. And it would also help with kind of comparing your squad at the beginning of one year to the next year. If you want to compare, the player, I don't know. I mean, if you were a Chelsea fan, imagine that Chelsea from 2004 was a real save. If you could compare Claude Makélélé of 2004 with Kante of this year in terms of his Football Manager attributes, how useful would that be? Now I imagine that with 2 players in a Football Manager save, kind of seeing if you're at a club for a really long period of time, compare 2 players who played the same role as one another 10 years apart and see how they differed. How sick would that be? You can't tell me that wouldn't be good. Sports Interactive, make it happen. Chop chop. If you're not getting anyone on it, if there's a coder from Sports Interactive watching now, go into the office now, go to your PC and start working on it, please. Thank you. I kid. But that's what I'd like to see. Anyway, Keita probably should have finished that. We're 2-1 up. But that's a feature I'd like in Football Manager. I think that's a simple feature. It's not game-changing. A little bit of quality of life. And it would actually be a sick feature. I know someone ago, you can actually screenshot the game though, but that's not really the same as being able to compare a player to a screenshot from before, in the same way you compare a player to himself. Like, I literally know people who fill out spreadsheets for their player stats year on year to monitor them and see how they're changing and plot graphs. The fact that you can't look at player progression in a more meaningful manner than just clicking on their attributes and seeing how they've changed in one big graph is something that I think could easily be improved upon. It'd be such a small quality of life change, but it'd make a big difference. Feel free to, Rasmus. I don't think links are banned. If they are, I will approve it if I can. Keita's just scored. It's 3-1. It's getting comfortable now. What's my favourite kind of save to do? I quite enjoy... good question. I like the lower league saves to the top, but I feel like I've done quite a few of them now, so they can get a little repetitive. But I always enjoy kind of taking a team like Liverpool, like the team I support, and kind of trying to build up a big kind of reputation around them, win the league as many times in a row as I can, you know, build up a big academy of really good regions, win the under-23s and under-18s as many years as possible, kind of have a big conveyor belt of players and kind of just dominate world football. Well, let's have a look at Baku again. What is it? I mean, what is that? It's like a dinosaur with parts that you attach to it. I don't understand. Very nice victory. Well done, boys. 3-1. Not the most convincing of results. But it does see us move 3 points within Man City. And actually, we are ahead of Chelsea now, regardless of if they win their game in hand. So we're in a good little spot. And we're yet to play City yet this season. I mean, is that a good idea, what I've asked for? Is there anything that you guys would want to see? I just feel like the ability to really easily snapshot a player at a certain point in time and then have it on record to compare at a later date. And even just snapshot stuff like average player stats, you know, like the player stat comparison screen. So if you go to, is it here, and then squad depth, you could snapshot the squad depth. Maybe you could look at squad facts and snapshot these and compare your squad. I don't know. I feel like it'd be a really useful thing. And stuff like the comparison as well. If you could compare your squad 1 year onto the next year. So, you know, at the start of a championship season, you look at your squad and then you get promoted. And the next year you can look at everything and see how much your squad actually improved going into the Premier League and based off the players you added. Stuff like that is such a little thing in the background scheme of things. So I think that, that's stuff that would really go a long way and people would be appreciative of. Especially for people who play quite a lot of FM. I forgot to hold a team meeting. I can still do it. A few players unhappy. Chow is always just complaining. I'm probably going to end up having to sell this guy. He's pretty injury prone. He's not actually played that many games for us. And he's complaining about lack of first team football. It does leave me with a little bit of a conundrum because I also sold Sacco. So I'd need to get in a new centre back. More in-depth training. People saying a use for your earnings. I feel like the whole idea of spending stuff out of game is just a bit silly. The game's called Football Manager, not Football Manager and Manager Household. And at the end of the day, your wages do actually have a significance in terms of they determine how secure your job is. Because a bigger wage, a longer contract, means it'd be more costly to terminate your contract early for your chairmans. So it's kind of like your earnings already do have a bit of a bearing on the game. See, I see people say, oh, it'd be really cool to be able to take control of a youth team to begin with, like the under-18s or under-23s. You can kind of do that already with the B teams in Spain and Portugal, but no one does it. because it's really, really boring, and it's annoying not being able to sign players and having your best players randomly kind of get picked up and kind of just taken away by the senior team. I just feel like the whole youth team thing, like, it sounds like a great idea in practice, but like, try it out with the B teams and see how much fun you have. Because I've tried it, thought it was horrific. I just don't think anyone would actually enjoy it for the effort that would probably have to go into developing it. So for the person who's asking about Mbappe, he's got 4 goals, but he has got 7 assists since he started the season. You can see Dele Alli's got 9 goals, Coutinho's got 7, Mbappe's got 4, Kante's got 4, Keita's got 3. Nice kind of well-roundedness when it comes to our goal scorers. Not perhaps as well-rounded as last year, but it's still pretty good. It's worth noting, I'm actually looking at Eric Dyer. I think he could be a really, really good centre-back. The only issue is Spurs want a lot of money for him. So I've had Dele Alli kind of saying it'd be a great move for him to come to us. You can manage your own youth team in FM. I think the thing that people are asking for is like the ability to only be like an under-23s manager to start your career. I'd like to see you creating your own manager history, like being a coach or assistant before. You can kind of do that, can't you, with your past experience? But yeah, it would be cool to like write a biography for your own player or just fill out some generic stats. I feel like the fact that they have it now, so obviously you create like your manager avatar, is kind of a sign of the fact. I wasn't meant to submit my team there, by the way. That was a misclick. Well, we'll go with this team. It should be a good squad anyway. But yeah, I feel like the ability to kind of customise your manager more at the start to kind of emphasise the whole role-playing side of FM, which I guess they're kind of doing with the kind of manager avatar, would be a step towards that. Theo Hernandez is very, very good at fullback. He's probably already better than Moreno. Oh my gosh. Right, you know what it's time for, boys. Cheers, Football Manager. Just take a sip from my Football Manager mug. There's only a tiny bit left in after yesterday, well, earlier on today's drink. What has the keeper done? I don't care. Thank you very much, Miles Jacobson. Great finish. The people asking what am I drinking? It's grapefruit juice. It's the greatest drink on earth. And the reason I'm drinking it from a bottle is because it contains more than a glass. So it means I have to get up less. And it's harder for me to spill everywhere. I'm a genius. Do you actually still play FMO? It used to be really interesting to watch and great contrast to the normal FM. Do you know if there's any plans for a world release? I haven't heard anything more since I was playing it a little while ago. I actually stopped playing it just because the Chinese servers were becoming a really big problem in terms of I was constantly disconnecting. But yeah, I've not really talked to SI or anyone at SI about it like this calendar year. Obviously, I did a few videos on it around Christmas time. But yeah, I've not done anything since then. How many bottles of that juice do you get for a day? I should point out, okay, I reuse the bottle. Like, it's diluted drink. But I probably do drink like 2 bottles of this a week. It is really good. Teo, get it forward. Nice. Mbappe. Dele Alli. Kante. Finish that cat. He's hit the woodwork. Rebound should have gone in. I'm not upset. I'm just disappointed. That was a nice goal. I will just say so quite quickly, and I'll keep it brief. I don't want to be insensitive. But there's kind of reports coming out at the moment, and I am checking Twitter, and there are a few things about it saying there might be a terrorist attack in London. Now, I appreciate people coming in the chat and telling people about it. I understand why people want to talk about it, but the worst thing you can do in a situation like this is speculate. So I'd ask that we don't discuss it in the chat, and at least don't start speculating in any way. Only share facts from actually verified sources. The thing that often happens in any terrorist attack, be it a false alarm or an actual thing, is that for the first hour or so on the internet especially, it's just a big cesspit of people making stuff up and just rumours. And if it is something that's happened, which it may well be, just from what I'm looking on my Twitter timeline, or it could be anything. It could be a drunk driver. As I said, I don't even want to speculate. I'm kind of being a hypocrite here. But please, can we keep it away from the chat and just kind of be sensitive, I guess, to it. Right, Kante's injured. I mean, that's good, isn't it? Right, Maya coming to the side. Anyway, 3-0 up. Let's see what we can do here. I'd like a few more goals, because goal difference might actually be important if we want to finish ahead of Milan. Milan aren't in our group, so that would be something. Atleti. Well, that's not what I wanted to see. Right. Sorry, I got a message on Battle.net and I forgot to sign off. That's always awkward when you're streaming and someone messages you like, I'm streaming. I mean, we can't bottle this, can we? It's not going to happen. The keyboard I use is a Deathstalker Razer. That was very elegantly done, wasn't it, the whole check? No one noticed me, like, forgetting what my keyboard was called and having to check the label. I mean, for fuck's sake, it happened to us in the first half. Now they've got one. I'm not going to complain about it. But, I am going to complain about it because it's Mignolet. I mean, it happened. I will say, if you played Football Manager, you'll know this doesn't actually happen that often in this year's match engine. If you've not bought FM17 and you're sat there thinking, oh my gosh, it's happened twice in the same game. Literally, I've barely seen this happen this season in FM. If you watch the streams back, I think I've seen two like this. Mignolet has, it looks like he's lost control of his legs and he's decided he wants to breakdance. I mean, it's not great for us. I mean, I want to watch it again. Okay, game. Liverpool players slipping. Oh, God. Please, no. I'm going to ban the word slipping. I'm going to Moobot time people out. If we bottle this... We can't bottle this, can we? Okay, actually hold... I'm going to go defensive. I've learnt my lesson. Get back. Contain. Right. Matip's tired. Let's sub him off. We'll bring on Wijnaldum as well. He's complaining about lack of first team football. We can't bottle this. It's not happening. I've learnt from my mistakes. I've learnt my go-to defensive tactic is just to go and contain and move everyone deeper. For a 3-2 win. I mean, we got the win. We got the win. That's all we can really ask for. See, people are like, boo, boring. You're so mean to me. Tell you what, Federico's getting some form in him. He's getting some form in him. Is that a phrase? That's literally not a phrase. 4 goals in his last 5. He got dropped by Italy. Oh, Kante's injured again. Not ideal. Not ideal. Opinion on adding keybindings to the game. You can already do it. I mean, I don't really have an opinion on it other than you can literally do it already in the shortcuts thing. So I have it set so that my mouse buttons on the side of my mouse are a spacebar which continues forward. So I literally don't have to hit spacebar to like skip through news items. I have one hand free at all times to do whatever I want. I get a drink. It's genius. I don't know what this music is. It's on a copyright-free playlist, okay? Let's not question it. Okay, we've got Borough next. Winnable. Just because my window's open. Do I want my window... Okay, we've got the same dilemma as yesterday. Do we keep the window open, which means my neighbours might be able to hear me and anyone outside my flats might be able to hear me, and moths might fly in? Or do I shut my window and get really hot in my room before I go to bed later on? What is the correct option there? Do you accept that moths are going to get in? Do you hope that the curtains hold up and create a moth barrier? Or do you shut the window? Open. Most people saying open. I'm inclined to agree. I would say it's ridiculously hot in England because we saw it in Brazil going, you know, it's 50 degrees centigrade here and you're complaining about it being 20 degrees. My flat that I live in, it has really thick concrete walls. I don't need the heating on in winter because of how hot it stays. Like, it gets ridiculously hot in here. You haven't seen a moth this year, Nikki. I mean, moths are literally my nemesis. Like, if I make eye contact with one across the room, like it's a showdown. You know, it's a bit like a Wild West showdown if I see a moth in my vicinity. We like eyeball each other down, dramatic music plays. I just realised Coutinho hasn't played the last few games. He can play today. We're going to be rotating the team because everyone's really tired. It's not ideal, but we'll make do with the situation at hand. Klein's tired. Alexander Arnold for you. I am kind of being a bit risky here in terms of playing a fully rotated side. But I kind of feel like we need to do it. I don't really want to risk injuries. Borough away from home should be a game that even our worst 11 can win. The question is, do I want to play Bastoni as well ahead of Matip? I think I do. I think I want to give the 19-year-old a chance today. Let's see what he can do. Right, score predictions. Get him in. It's our rotated team. It's our B team, basically. Borough away from home. We'll probably bottle it now. Curtains won't stop moths. There is also like a net in between, you know, like a thin thing. I guess, what is that for? It was here when I moved in. What do you call that thin net that's like between the curtain and the window if you have one? What is the purpose of it? I don't even know. You'd think at 23 years old, I know the reason for these things. Asensio, I thought he was going to score after 40 seconds. Not going to happen. I've not played João Mario much as a regista yet because he's still not learnt the position, but he's played the odd game there and done pretty well. Do I not have a fan? I do have a fan. It's really noisy. And it would probably be more annoying than having the window open. It's called a net curtain. Thank you, Shara. I did know that. Why do you have net curtains? What's the point in them? Assume it's a privacy but lets light in. Yeah, that is what it does. I'm not an intelligent person when it comes to curtains. It's not my area of expertise. If I need help, I go to Ben's girlfriend, Ellie Curtains, and ask for her advice. She knows what's up. So I will say, guys, I mentioned earlier, I've seen a few more people mention it. I'm aware that there is an incident going on in London at the moment at London Bridge. Let's not speculate about it. Obviously, it seems like it could be something serious, although there have been false alarms, in recent times. Trust news sources that are actually reputable. Don't just go off what people are saying on Twitter. I don't want to my chat to descend into, everyone talking about it, so I'd respect it if you keep it away from this chat. Obviously, this is not meant to be trying to be a happy space, but obviously the world has shit going on in it, unfortunately. And whether or not this is a terrorist attack or not, because I don't think it's clear at this moment in time, just from what I'm kind of reading on my second screen on Twitter. Let's not speculate. Let's just wait for hard concrete facts to come out and, leave it at that. Thank you. I do appreciate it. If other people come in, please do mention it to them. I don't want to start kind of tiring people out and all that stuff, but the world is pretty shit at times, and I like my videos, I like my YouTube streams, all that stuff, my Twitch streams. I don't stream on YouTube. I want it to be a happy place where people can escape from whatever's going on in their life, be it exams, be it the stresses of work, be it the fact they just want to be entertained. Maybe, I know in my case I've had videos that have really helped me out when I've been pretty down in the dumps, and that's kind of what I want my videos and streams to be about. So let's keep it positive. Thank you. Anyway, Wijnaldum scored. He's compared about lack of first team football. Well, that's a relief. Wijnaldum's actually scored. Gruitch probably should have scored then as well. Yeah, if you do test out the tactic, let me know how you get on with it. I can't claim it's some overpowered tactic that breaks the match engine. I've used it at a few teams where it fitted fairly well and it seemed to work quite well. Used it at Norwich in the Championship and obviously here in the Premier League with Liverpool. But if you test it in other leagues or with other teams, I'd be curious to know how you get on. Right, hold on, boys. I should have made some tactical changes. It's too little, too late. We've got the result we needed. The hat doesn't have to go on. Our B team has done the job for us. You know it's a game when Genie scores away from home. It's true. I'll tell you what, Bastoni, man of the match, 19 years old, one for the future. What a player. Loving it. It's the tactic, guys, is available on the Steam Workshop. If you do ! Tactic, Moodbot should put a Steam link in there. If you subscribe to that, it should then automatically sync up with your game and you'll just be able to load it in. Of course, if you do like the tactic, give it a little rating. There's even a diagram in the description of the item on Steam for how you can give it a rating. It is appreciated. And yeah, leave any comments you have on it there. I'll be checking them out as I get through. It's really cold now, but I don't want to shut my window because it's going to be really cold. The issue I've got is I'm wearing shorts. My legs are cold. The top half of my body is really hot. What do I do? Someone's now going to do the ice bucket challenge. We're not doing the ice bucket challenge. Yo! Thank you, No Menos Control, for your $16.12 donation. It is appreciated. Let me mod you in the chat. Can we get some love in the chat for No Menos Control? Thank you for watching as always, dude. I do recognise your Twitch name from streams many, many months, years ago. Do appreciate it. Shirt off. I don't want to get banned off Twitch, boys. And I don't want to lose all my viewers as well. Put trousers on, but then I'll be uncomfortable. Put trousers on or take off your shirt. There's no middle ground here, is there? Butler's improved more. Could be a championship quality player. Could improve more in the future. Professional. If he could get more consistent, he'd be incredible. Look at him. His jumping reach has gone up again. This boy, every month he comes to me, he goes, Jack, boss, can I stop jumping up and down on the trampoline? And every month I tell him, keep on jumping. I need you to get to 15 jumping reach so you can be our centre-back. And he's still jumping. Well, how much did his strength go up? Why is the strength that horrible colour? I've literally... Is that a bug? Why is that a colour for stats? Like, I can barely read that on my monitor. Is that really hard to read for other people on their monitor? I mean, his strength's gone from 11.2 to 15.2. How much has he been bench pressing? His strength has literally gone up by 4 in the last 16 months. Like, what is he doing? What bench press has he been using? The best way to improve in consistency is that you can't really improve it, but it does. It will improve like other attributes would with younger players as they get older. But it's not something you can kind of train in any way. I guess giving players match experience probably helps them. I've never had so many people asking me to take off my shirt. I'm flattered. Really, I am. Oh dear, I'm not funny, am I? I'm not funny. So if you subscribe to it, Nikki, if you then go in game, so if you, I think this works for any tactic, you go to manage tactics, and then I think it appears here. I don't actually know. I think if you go to manage tactics, it will appear. You can select it, hit load, and then you go to load formation, and it'll be in a folder with your other tactics. I think. I'm not actually downloaded anything off the Steam Workshop recently, so I can't guarantee that that's how you do it. Well, the tactic work in FM14 probably... Well, no, it won't. The roles are all different and the match engine's completely different. How is Hyun Chan doing? Is he playing for South Korea? Have they got any games coming up? I mean, he's the only player I really care about at this point. What's he up to? He's in the senior team. He's on the bench. What games have they got coming up, South Korea? They've got Uzbekistan. Can we get an U for Uzbekistan? They're playing them on the 20th. He didn't play in the game against Australia. Okay. Chow's still complaining about lack of first team football. I think he's probably gone in January. No, Menos, let me mod you. Oh, I'm here a lot. I just lurk. Wasn't for mod status, but cheers. Let me mod you now. Thank you very much, dude, for the donation. I do appreciate it. Thank you to all the lurkers as well. I know there was someone earlier who donated and said, you know, I've been lurking for the last few streams over the week. I do appreciate you guys. Obviously, there's the regular faces I see who are constantly commenting in the chat, but I know there are people, like me and most other streams, who just kind of lurk away in the shadows. Like Batman. Not really like Batman. Kind of like Batman. But, yeah, I do appreciate you guys. And, of course, the active people. I appreciate you too. Don't feel like you've been left out. I'm just glad that people are enjoying the stream and watching it, if I'm kind of in all honesty. It's really flattering to know that there are 350 people at 10 o'clock, almost 11 o'clock, on a Saturday night, wanting to spend their time listening to me ramble away whilst kind of losing my sanity over Football Manager. So we've got Palace coming up on the 9th. Now all the lurkers are coming out. I know where you are. I know your game. 1 AM here in Estonia. Alvar, you are a hero. As is everyone else who's up in the middle of the night watching at the moment. You know, if you're in kind of Western Europe, or sorry, Eastern Europe, it's already probably the early hours of Sunday morning. If you're in Australia, it's probably Sunday morning. If it's in the States, well, you're watching at a normalish time. I do appreciate it. And if you're anywhere else in the world, be it, you know, the Middle East, India or so on, I've just seen someone write, thank you for spending your middle of the night with me too. You're not excluded. Look at him. He got an assist and a goal. He's 17. 17. 17. He's only just turned 17. I need a nickname for him. I need to come up with a nickname. If you've got any ideas, I'm sure one will come over time. He's just a high school boy. A goal and an assist against Uzbekistan. He's loving it. If you subscribe on the Steam Workshop, guys, and the tactic doesn't appear, you might want to try restarting your game. Losing trust with management. I think it'd be wise to pay close attention to Thiago Maia in coming weeks, as he has a reason to believe he's been treated unfairly this past week that could lead to him becoming unhappy. What's he upset about? What's up with you, mate? You're unhappy all the time. You've requested to leave the club, son. What's your problem? Come here. What's happened in the last week while everyone else has been on international duty? I call him Jackie. Loads of people said I should call him Jackie because he has Shan in his name. It's genius. I'm sure the nickname will come. Maybe even once he's actually joined the club. But I am excited for him. He's going to be insane. Why do you want to change the tactic? Like, why does this happen? I feel like these suggestions really throw off newer players. Like, it's really silly, some of these suggestions. I wish there was a way almost just to turn them off. There probably is a way to turn them off, which I didn't know about. Teo Hernandez has picked up an injury. I'm just going to click random buttons. I don't actually care. We're favourites. There we go. Why? The thing I hate about press conferences is you answer one question, then I just want to leave. At least Donnarumma's back. Might not be fit for today's game, but he should be back for the game against Atleti that's coming up. Maia gets a work permit on appeal based off his potential. Czech people know that you should spectate the Korean boys' international games to pile on the pressure. It's a good shout. Right, we're playing in Palace. Last time we played them, we bottled it. We drew 3-3. It cost us the top. Boys, wait, hold the phone. Hold the phone. We're top of the league. We are top of the league. Look at that. Let's just sit here and enjoy it just for a moment. There we are. No one's having that great a defensive performances this season. I say this. Watford have only conceded 9 in 11 games. Unfortunately, they're not winning by very many either. We're going okay. So apparently there is a way to get rid of that annoying message, but I kind of can't be bothered to search for it. I'm too lazy. How's Mbappe looking? He's looking pretty good. Someone was asking to look at him. Here he is, 19 years old, plenty of potential, playing for France's national team. Actually got a goal recently, signing for £72 million, 7.22 average rating so far. He's looking pretty solid. Now the issue I've got now is that I could play my strongest 11, but we have got a Champions League game in 2 days' time. So there's a pretty good argument to suggest that rotating the team, it wouldn't be a terrible idea here. So I might look at players who are unfit due to international duty. Donnarumma should be okay, he's a goalkeeper. Chow can come in. Thiago Maia for Keita, makes sense as a change. You can see Mario is picking up the regista role pretty well now. Still not 100% comfortable with it, but playing there and being trained in it, he seems like he must be quite an adaptable player. He's learning it quickly. Play Trippier ahead of Klein. Mbappe and Ali are tired. So I'll play Wijnaldum for Ali and then Asensio. In fact, no, we'll play Federico out on the right. Coutinho's okay. For some reason, Coutinho isn't playing for Brazil's national team. Anyway, kind of score predictions. What's going to happen? Get your predictions in. I'm not sure how long we're going to be streaming for, Al. I think it'll be maybe until midnight, maybe a little bit later. We did stream for 4 hours earlier today, so it probably won't be a super long stream today. Although, I'll be honest, I'm just really enjoying streaming at the moment. We streamed for about 3 or 4 hours earlier on today. It's back at it again. Anyway, Januzaj, don't score that, thank you. He listened to me. 3-1, 0-0, 2-0 Liverpool, 2-2. A few 3-3s coming in. We did draw against them 3-3 before. Can we get a goal here? Keane. Wijnaldum. Finish that. Thiago Maia. Shot blocked. Cross in. Not a great cross by Chan. Nil-nil. Far from pleased, boys. Far from pleased. Not what I wanted to see there. Hopefully we can have a better second half here. Emre Can going forward. Benachetti can't get there. You're going to go 3-0 up and bottle it? I hope not. I hope not. I'm going to take off Coutinho for Mbappe. Coutinho's not the greatest of games. We need to rest him up for the game coming up. Jean Mario as well for Keita is probably a logical change. I need to keep fresh legs. Yo! We just had a donation. No, we didn't. We had a host. It plays the same noise. Tiki-Taka Online hosting the stream. Thank you very much, dude. I do appreciate it. I'm glad that you appreciated the raid earlier. I'm glad loads of people went over to check out the stream. Hopefully you had a good stream earlier today. What noise should I have for donations, guys? We've got the Mark Viduka song for subscriptions. I mean, do you just have that for both? Do people want more of Mark Viduka in their life? Alvar's hosting for one viewer. Thank you, dude. This is a bit where now everyone's going to go onto their Twitch profile and host the stream for themselves. I know your game plan, folks. Joe Gomez, I let go for £10 million. I don't feel like he's that great in FM. Wilfried Zaha, edge of the box, dispossessed by Maya. He's loving it. Half an hour left in this game. Everyone is now going to start hosting the stream. I mean, I appreciate the hosts, folks. There's another one coming as well. There's another one coming as... I know it's about to come in. Right, how do I disable hosts? How do I do it? Oh gosh, there's got to be a way to turn that off in stream alerts. I'm sorry, if anyone hosts me now who does actually have people watching, I appreciate it. God damn it, you're all trolls. All of you. Right. Michael Keane's struggling. We'll bring on my tip. Right, alerts. I hate you all. I never thought I'd say I hate people. The worst thing is, there could be a donation in all of this. I wouldn't know it's a donation because it just sounds the same to me. Right, how do I disable the hosting sound? That's the question. Ah, here we go. Right, save. Right, there should be no more sound. GG, you've been trolled. It's not really trolling, is it? What am I talking about? I'm like one of those really shitty prank YouTube channels. You've just been pranked! Okay, I thought this through. Right, we need a goal here, boys. Keane. Mandanda stops it. That was a really good chance. Ball whipped in. Mandanda collects it again. It's all going wrong. We need a goal, gents. They've had one shot on target. One! I just realised I never confirmed the Matip change. We'll make it now. Time ticking away. I want to be all positive and be like, oh, 0-0. That'd be good. It'd be terrible. I don't want to draw 0-0 against Palace at home. I need a late goal. We're going on overload. Desperate times call for impossible measures. Overload doesn't do anything. Don't care what anyone says. Some people can tell me it works fine. No. No chance. We've got 30 seconds to score, boys. Do it for the beard. How are you doing today, dude? Good to see you in the chat. Mbappe bringing it forward. Emre Can. Wijnaldum. Maya. Why am I commentating the end highlight? Why am I commentating it? It's all gone wrong. I'm aggressive. Boys, you weren't good enough tonight. Shocking. We were top of the league and we've thrown it away. My 0-0 prediction was correct. What do you win? Disappointment at the fact we had a really boring game. That's what you win. I'm sorry. I'm just salty. I mean, we did rotate our team. Some of our players are still really tired. We've also got to deal with Theo Hernandez being injured. Moreno's going to have to come in. He's going to need a rest. And then Kante can't play. I think we'll probably end up playing Emre Can. Or maybe Maya. I might play Maya to try and build up some happiness. Because really, Thiago Maya, despite the fact he's kicking up a fuss, I'd like to keep him at the club. So the player that we ended up getting to replace Emre Can at Regista is João Mario, who isn't a Regista. In fact, he's more of an attacking player. But I'm going to retrain him. I mean, you can see the retraining progress. It's already happening. But I think he'll be a really good Regista for us. Great passing, great technique. His vision isn't too bad. Decisions and composure are there. Concentration's very good. First touch is really good as well. Physicals are quite nice as well. Good work rate as well, which kind of helps with our system. Kind of just has a lot going for him. Technically, he's very good as well. Although we might not see quite so much of that. And he's a consistent performer. He's 25. So I'm pretty happy with him as a deal. How big is my monitor? So I've got two monitors. I've got it's a BenQ monitor, 120 hertz refresh rate. But it's just 1080p. And then I've got a second monitor, which I'm going to be honest, is what I have the chat on and stuff. It's dying. A very slow def. I need to get a new monitor in the near future. I really need to upgrade my whole PC rig, but I just can't afford it at the moment. But yeah, at the moment I'm just using two. I want to say they're 27-inch monitors. They're not like big monitors by any means. The graphics packs I use the Sort Out SI Mega Pack for my face pack, and I use the Metallic Mega Pack on Sort It Out SI for my logo pack. I don't have links to hand, unfortunately. How are our under-18s getting on? We should probably check our youth teams and just see how they're getting on. Wijnaldum's happy to stay. Well, that's good. He's happy that he's playing a bit more football. So our under-23s, they're actually 8th. I think that's because of how many players we've got loaned out. That's probably the reasoning. When you look at our best youth players, they're all out on loan. And they're all kind of 17 as opposed to being near the age of 23. In the under-18s, we're actually top of the under-18s league, so that's decent. We're actually ahead of United by 11 points. Wow, okay, our youth team's doing really, really well at under-18. So he's getting the goals. Ryan Brewster. Fair play. It might be in the description of my videos, Giggsy. I really can't remember, I'm afraid. Alright, we've got Atletico and then we've got Everton. Two big games. Everton are in 4th. They are going really, really strong. So that is going to be a big game for us today. At least Donnarumma's fit and Mbappe can play. How's our team fitness looking? It's actually not too bad. Most of the players have recovered fairly well going into today's game. We'll go with this team. We're going to play João Mario at Regista. He's picked up the role surprisingly quickly. I can probably get rid of the shoot less often option on him. Just because he is going fairly strong. Kante and Hernandez, they must have been just left on the bench by me. Indeed, they have been. Right, Alexander-Arnold there. We're bringing Grujic as well. Get your score predictions in. We won the home leg of this game against Atleti. It was 3-2 if I remember correctly. How are we going to get on away from home? I want to play on the front foot. I want to play our system again. We're not the favourites going into this game, of course. We are the 3rd seeds in our group, so there's a bit of pressure on us. Let's see how we get on. Alright, tricky game for us. Away from home. Can we make something happen? 8-3 to Atletico. I mean, if that happens, I will give you, Jimmy Mack, £20. And you don't have to give me anything if it isn't that scoreline. Dele Alli almost had a chance there. Good pressing by us to win back the ball. João Mario, keep an eye on him, you know, the number 7, playing in that little regista role. Let's see what he can do for us. Coutinho. Maya. To Keita. Can he finish that? He can't. Oh, Black. Nice stop by him. Hey, Gio. How are you doing? Keane nods it down. Cleared away by Savage. Can I get a tenner for 2-1? I'm sorry, Rusty Pizza. 2-1 is, you know, I can give you 10p if that happens. I don't know which way you said it was going to happen. Philippe Luis should have scored that. He hits the woodwork. Just finished work and chilling. Nice. Well, I'm glad that you've chosen to spend your evening with us here in Football Manager. Anyway, Mbappe, he holds at the play. Dele Alli, this is a really good chance. Options in the middle. Keita, I thought it was going to be Kante. It's not. It's Keita. It's a nice goal. 4th goal of the season for him. He's loving it. I'm loving it. We're all loving it. It's all coming up Millhouse. Can I have 10p if it isn't 0-0? I'm afraid not. Oh, look, it's snowing. Look at that. It's beautiful. We should make a snowman at half-time as a team-building exercise. Right. I'm not happy with the performance out there. I want a better performance in the second half. Do I want to build a snowman? It's a good question. We've got an orange ball for the second half. The snow's getting heavier. I mean, does it snow in Madrid? Does anyone know? Is that a common thing? Spanish viewers, some of you have got to be lurking. Snow in Madrid, is that a thing in November? Coutinho, dispossessed by Jimenez. My tip wins it though. He says, give me the ball back. He gets it. Keita, Mbappe, this has got to be a chance. Gets smothered out of possession. We're still applying really high pressure. We win the ball high up the pitch. Maya. Dele Alli, Keita, Mbappe's open, so's Klein. Klein, shoot if you want. I mean, he should have crossed it. Why am I telling him to shoot? This is a group game for people coming in. The tactic is on Steam. If you put in !tactic in Twitch chat, it should show up. If you do choose to subscribe to it, let me know how you get on with it. Give it a thumbs up rating as well on like the Steam Workshop. It is appreciated. And yeah, hopefully you have some success with it like I have. Anyway, I'm going to change things up here. The game, there's not a lot of time left in it, really. They are actually playing significantly better than us. So I'm just going to drop both our centre mids deeper and we're going to set up more defensively. We're in the 3rd season now, Rusty Pizza. Right, half an hour gone. We're changing the system. We're going more defensive. A few players tiring a little bit. Hopefully this doesn't backfire on us spectacularly. It's going to backfire on us spectacularly. Why do I go more defensive? People often ask me, Jack, why don't you change your tactic and go more defensive? Because it doesn't work for us. I just prefer 2D Classic Geo. I don't know why. I don't know why I like 2D Classic more than 2D. I just do. This tactic won't work on the iOS version. They have kind of completely different, what do you call it, match engines, so it won't work. How have I brought all these players in the 3rd season? Just through buying and selling players. I mean, we got 70 million for Mane, 85 million for Jordan Henderson, 90 million for Firmino. A lot of these players were transfer listed. Just kind of smart transfers, really. Ball whipped in. I mean, thank God their right back can't actually hit his effort on target. Let's make some changes here. A few players tiring. Not the greatest performance by our team, but it's been a tricky game. We'll take off Coutinho. We'll bring in Asensio, I think. Firmino, you mean Judas. You are correct. Yeah, Bayern Munich, of all teams as well, were the team who came in for Firmino, which is really weird. I don't think Bayern are the kind... Like, sometimes PSG throws stupid money. Same with Barcelona and Real, but Bayern don't, at least in my experience in FM, don't do it as much as those other teams. I should point out that the £85 million for Henderson was from Man City, and I think the reason they did it is because they needed homegrown players. I recently bid for Henderson though, 40 million, just tongue-in-cheek bid, because I saw he was a realistic transfer, and he actually started complaining to Guardiola about how it was his dream to play for Liverpool. So we might be able to get him back for cheaper if we can unsettle him in January. Anyway, 1-1 looks like it's how it's going to finish here. It's not really the worst performance in the world away from home against Atletico. You take it. And Dele Alli wins it there. This can't amount to anything. Just shoot Dele Alli. Or just do that. 1-1. It's okay. It's okay. What do we think of that? I think that's not a bad performance. It means going into our last game against the team who are bottom, we are guaranteed top spot in the group with a win, which is what we should get playing against that Czech side. Now we've got Everton next. These games do not get easier, do they? Anyway, I need to rest the team up for this upcoming game. We need to beat the blue side of Merseyside. We need to beat them. If we don't beat them, I'm not going to be a happy bunny. Opinions on United maybe signing James Rodriguez or James Rodriguez. I think he's a great player. I don't know if he's the player that United need. Like, there's no doubt he'll be one of the best players in the Premier League. Coutinho wants another new contract. And I'm not being funny, dude. You signed a new 5-year deal literally 2 months ago, and now you want to pay wage rise. It's not happening. Neither's the sale to PSG. You've got 5 years here. 5 years here. Good luck. Have fun. It just annoys me the fact that he's asking for a new contract and a wage rise when he literally signed a contract less than like 3 months ago. That is really, like, I don't feel like that should happen. I would like to sign Eric Dyer. I will say that now. I think he'd be a really good addition. How are the other English teams getting on in the Champions League? United are top of their group. City are behind Madrid. Could still not make it. Chelsea are top of their group as well. It's going okay then for the English teams. Let's have a look at how Jordan Ibe's gone. I don't think he's progressed that well. I've not had him recommend him to me at any point. Yeah, he's okay. He's nothing special. Like, we have a player who's like 17 who might be as good as him. Where is he? This guy. I mean, literally, he is better than Ibe. Overall. And he's 18. That's funny. Is Lisa out on loan? I can't remember. No, he's not. We're training him to play right wing back. He'll be a good little player. He's starting to play for the Romania national team as well. I'm surprised Lukaku's still at Everton. How's the Korean kid doing? We'll have a look at him. Everton must be in good form. They've won their last 3 games. So a big game for us today against them. Wow, okay, they are in really good form. And they haven't had a midweek game like we have. So we've got Everton today, then they've got City, and then we play them in a week and a half again. Our fixture schedule's pretty rammed. I mean, we're doing pretty well this year. The 2 draws in the last 2 games. The one against Palace is disappointing. Against Atletico away, that's not a bad result at all. We're going fairly strong. Considering we started today's stream against Dynamo. Lack of clean sheets maybe, but we're scoring plenty. Let's have a look. Let's have our weekly look at how the Korean kid's getting on. How's he looking? I mean, he looks very, very good, doesn't he? 22 goals, 13 assists, a 7.68 average rating. Playing for the Korean national team, age 17. He's only just turned 17 last month. 2 goals in 3. How many kind of international caps is he going to get in his career? It's going to be obscene. Anyway, our team is largely recovered for this game, which is good news. If we just go to our best 11, Theo Hernandez is still injured, unfortunately. With that back strain he picked up whilst on international duty. Emre Can is suspended. Kante's still carrying his injury, so we'll drop him for Wijnaldum. Other than that, we'll go with this team. It's been going okay. I feel like our team's not performed quite as well as last year, but I mean, we are still second in the league, so it's not all going wrong. But Everton, they are a team in form. We're a team in form. They didn't have a midweek game like we did. Merseyside derby, score predictions. Get them in the chat. What is going to happen today? I'm going to go big. 5-1. Liverpool. Yo, CEO Mike. How's it going, dude? How are you doing today? Just a reminder, guys, if you are watching the stream for the first time, don't forget to follow the stream. You'll get notified whenever I go live here on Twitch. You can also find my social media links down below. There's Twitter, there's YouTube. Go check it out if you haven't seen it before. And yeah, hopefully you enjoy your time here over on the stream. I will say, since I kind of came back to streaming this week, the overall kind of support has been crazy. We've had, what, 154 new followers today? And over the last week or so, it's been close to 1,000. So thank you so much to all you new watchers. Thank you to the guys who have come back. You know, maybe you watched the stream many years ago now. I do appreciate you guys sticking around. I'm glad you're enjoying the stream. And yeah, hopefully you enjoy your time here, as I've already said. So my team's struggling a little bit for condition. Early on in this game, it's pretty even. No one really creating that many chances. There was a Lukaku chance earlier. But at half-time, 0-0. I'm going to take off Matip and bring in Rodrigo, see what he can do for us. It's kind of just a safety move. I don't really want an injury to Matip. I think I just forgot to do a team talk. I'm not a clever man. I'm going to tell the players to show some passion in the team talk. Chow. I mean, I thought he was going to come off the bench and work his magic for us, and instead he's bottled it. Fans of streams today, dude. Been absolutely loving them. Thank you, Giggsy. Thank you. I'm glad that you've been enjoying them. If you are someone who's new and you'd like to kind of learn more about kind of how we got to this point now with Liverpool, I have been streaming this save since the start of Season 2. Actually, it was technically the end of Season 1, because I kind of did the whole summer streamed. You can find it in the past broadcasts over the last week. Anyway, 20 minutes left in this game. Everton, you'd have to say, have been creating the better chances, which is a little bit concerning. But, well, we've got plenty of men behind the ball here to try and deal with this attack. Barkley to Schneiderlin. They're going all the way back to the centre-backs. I'm a little bit nervous here, although we win the ball back. Can we break Mbappe? That's an ambitious ball, but the interception's missed. Coutinho's through. Finish this Philly. Couldn't get his name out. But he's missed it anyway. He doesn't deserve to have his name said. He should not have his name said. Well, that's just happened. Bugger. That's not what I want to see. Funes Mori, the centre-back. How good's his free kick taking? How good's his free kick? Right. Attack. 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 I'm going to make some subs as well while we're here. Dele Alli's been awful. Asensio come in. Federico as well. You go on for Mbappe. not happy about that. Funes Mori scoring that free kick. I will say, I'll absolutely detest Funes Mori for that tackle he did in the Merseyside derby when he got sent off. Like, that was such a bad tackle. Not the result we wanted. 1-0 defeat. First defeat of the stream today, or this evening. That was not good enough, boys. I'm far from pleased. I mean, I said it was going to be 5-1. I got their goals right. Right? That's something. Oh, that's really frustrating. Well, we have a chance to get revenge on them in the EFL Cup in less than 2 weeks' time. So that's something, right? That's the one I love, Slugs. The one where he kissed the Everton badge and celebrated on the way off having been sent off for a horrific tackle. Which I think even the Everton fans were like booing him for. Yeah, he's a bit of a dickhead. Anyway, we now have a game against the Czech Titans. Hopefully we can get a good little result against them. I should probably rest the players actually now I think about it. There's going to be some squad rotation over the next week. We're guaranteed to go through in the Champions League, so part of me is kind of happy just to rotate the side for this game. Although it's still kind of important that we finish top of the group to give ourselves theoretically an easier match in the first knockout round. I mean, the press are loving this story about us going in for Eric Dyer. His morale is poor as well. Let's just put in a cheeky offer that they'll probably reject. 42 million for Eric Dyer. It's worth noting Spurs on this save have failed to get in the Champions League, I believe, in the previous 2 seasons. If we just look here, yeah, they finished 6th the last 2 years, so it's not been great for them. Pochettino is still their manager. Surprised how well Everton are doing this year. I really am surprised, but I mean, fair play to them. I mean, it's really tight at the top of the table. West Ham in 7th, up to United, who are top. Separated by 3 points. This is going to be an interesting season. Worth noting, Arsenal are really struggling again this year. Last year, where did they finish? They finished 5th last year. They're struggling. They have got rid of Wenger now. He went to become France manager. They've just lost to West Brom as well. It gets better for Arsenal fans. Imagine Arsenal fan TV. Imagine it. The Eric Dyer deal's been cancelled. Why has it been cancelled? I mean, we literally just submitted an offer. Submit another offer for him and see if it gets cancelled again, I guess. Why would that get cancelled randomly? What to do now in terms of team rotation? Do I want to risk rotating a load of my players? I think we'll play Maya today. I think Asensio can probably play as well ahead of Coutinho. I'm kind of just tempted to play a few players who probably should be playing a little bit more, just a match to give them some regular first team football. Bastoni maybe at centre back as well. Is there anyone else who we should throw in there? Yes, Alexander-Arnold for Klein. It's just really about this game we should win comfortably. I mean, famous last words. But it makes a lot of sense really just to kind of rotate the team as much as possible. Kante could do with some match fitness, so we'll start him as well. A win here would guarantee us top spot in our Champions League group, which would be a really good kind of position to be in. Let's check how Woodburn's getting on as well, actually. Let's check how Woodburn is getting on. Of course, out on loan this year. He has gone on loan to Norwich. He's played 13 championship games, 5 goals, 3 assists. Average rating isn't the best, but at least he's playing regular football. And he seems to be developing for it, which is pretty good. How's Moise Keane getting on? 3 goals for him. Average rating's not that great. But again, he's playing regular first team football. He seems to be developing for it, which is something. I'm really hoping that Eric Dyer starts kicking up a fuss here. about wanting to go to Liverpool. Yes, yes, my son. Do it. Do it. Hugo Lloris is backing the player. Oh, it's getting drama-y at New White Hart Lane Towers. You know what would make it more drama-y? Dele Alli. Go talk to Eric Dyer in the press. Go tell your old little mate from England. Go tell him how good it'd be for him to come. Dele Alli talks up the move. It's getting drama-y. Is drama-y a word? It is now. Hashtag drama alert. I just realised Mbappe and Asensio should actually play on opposite wings to each other. And actually, Asensio would probably be better down the middle. Just so we have them cutting in on the stronger foots. Anyway, boys, good performance today. We actually drew against this team previously. Hopefully we can step things up here. Let's see how we get on. Thing is, I don't think we'll get Eric Dyer for 40 million, but they were asking for 120 million. If I can get them down to around 60 million, I might be tempted to go in for him. Because he's English as well. That's a big, big thing, especially with Brexit on the horizon on this save. Asensio! Oh, my God. How has he done that? Where did that come from? He got a goal in the Champions League final today in real life. He's got a goal for us today in Football Manager World. I mean, how far is that out? 30 yards? Oh, straight into the top corner. Love that. What Brexit does is random save on save. Sometimes you can have it where it's just a case of players outside of the United Kingdom and Ireland have to get work permits, which can be annoying. I have seen it where the Premier League changed the rules so that you're only allowed to have 3 foreign players and all the other players have to be British. Which actually is a really interesting scenario because suddenly every English player's value goes up massively. Although that is a really, really rare outcome to happen. I also believe all the players who are in the nation at the time count as non-foreign as far as that rule goes. And then, of course, you get the ones where just Brexit is just a soft Brexit and no work permits happen or anything. It was top bins, that effort by Asensio. You are right, boys. Hey, Ruddy, how you doing today, mate? It's not great defending, is it, now? Not great defending. First chance they've had of the game, really. First shot on target. They score it. Atleti are winning in their game. They go top of the Champions League group in this final game. We do want to get the win here. Can we get a goal before half-time to take ourselves back into the lead? We've been on top in this game. We need a goal to show for it. I mean, there it is. Perfect. Right on cue. It's like he knew. We're back to top of the group. Alex Alexander-Arnold. Nice little assist for him. I'm not doing too bad, Rud. Did you manage to watch the Champions League whilst at work? I don't know what your job is. I know at some jobs you could like sneakily watch it on your phone. I don't know if your place is one of those areas where that'd be possible. I feel like in an ideal world you'd be working in like a sports bar so you could just watch the game whilst working and it wouldn't be a problem. I can tell the boys I'm happy with how things are going though. It's not going too bad that first half. Of course a win here would guarantee us top spot in the group, which would theoretically give us an easier game for the first knockout round of the Champions League, although I mean we all know how this works. Bastoni seems to have played okay. He got man of the match, actually, the youngster, when we played him previously. I might take off Kante on a booking. He is coming back from an injury. Can we get the ball across? We can. That is a lovely goal. Mbappe scores. That should be comfortable now. I'm going to make some changes. We will bring in Wijnaldum to play. Is there any other key players who are really struggling? Michael Keane, we'll take you off. Three 1 up. Things are going well. Alexander-Arnold, Thiago Maya. Look at this. Beautiful build-up play. Can there be the cherry on top? Yes, there can. I'm saying it before it's hit the back of the net. That's how confident I am. 4-1. This game should have been over in the first half. It's going to be over in the second half. I guess that's something. Right? Right, that's something. 4-1. Lovely move. Pulled so many men away to create space to work into. It's all coming up Millhouse. Good to see kind of an unconventional front three for us getting the goals as well. Obviously, normally we play with Coutinho, Dele Alli, and then Mbappe. I guess Mbappe's playing, but for Asensio and Bernardes. Oh, Bernardeschi. Bernardes. Where's Bernardes? I don't even know. We don't know how to say his name. We've already agreed on this chat. We'll call him Fabrico. It is Fabrico, isn't it? I can't even remember now. Send help. I'm not sure how long we'll be streaming for. It probably won't be super late, but maybe until, I don't know, maybe for another hour, maybe for another 45 minutes or so. We'll see how we get on, you know. Sometimes when you're streaming, you just kind of hit a wall of tiredness. And you kind of feel the entertainment value of you kind of seeping away. That might be on the horizon, I don't know. It is fairly late tonight, but we'll see how we get on. Bastoni. I mean, I look forward to seeing this in the match engine. We've had a few weird things happen in the match engine. I've had a few weird things happen into the match engine. That's another one to add to the collection. Is Ben still streaming after? I don't know. I didn't realise Ben was planning on streaming tonight. But yeah, I assume he is. I think did he say he was going to watch House of Cards? I can't even remember. Mbappe scored. It's all going well. It's all going well. 5-2 up. Can Mbappe get a hat-trick? That's the question on everyone's lips. You can't do it. You can't. It was on your lips. It's been answered. It's not happening. 5-2 though. It's going well. That'll do. Top of the group. Unbeaten as well. Worth noting that. We did concede 9 goals, which isn't ideal. But 18 goals scored for in 6 games. Averaging 3 goals a game. That is not too bad at all. I feel like we should just call him Bernardes and just have it over with. Let's just call him Bernardes. That's going to be the easiest thing, isn't it? We'll just... Because I'm not going to get his name right. There we go. Bernardes. Beautiful name for him, if I might say so myself. How's the Eric Dyer stuff going? Could be worth 40.5 million. I mean, I've offered 42 million. Jacobs wants to go join West Ham. I mean, mate, you might want to go join West Ham, but you're not going to. I hate to break it to you. You've got an optional contract extension. Why are West Ham, like, poaching up our best young players? Like, why is this a thing? I want to be the most important player on the side. I mean, what? We had this earlier. Why does a regen who's 17 years old playing in my under-18s think that he should be a key player? That literally makes no sense in any way, shape or form. I mean, he's got a 5-year contract, basically, because the optional extension. Yeah, you can throw a bitch fit. It's fine. You're not going to be sold. You're not going to West Ham. Thiago Maia finally withdraws his transfer request. Well, that's nice. Thank you, Thiago. I appreciate that, my man. You cannot be transfer listed anymore. I mean, he is a good young player who I want to develop. That regen squad status is a backup player. I mean, is Eric Dyer unhappy yet? Poor personality, disappointed not to be able to join Liverpool. I can't really praise him anymore. I'm just going to keep sticking in bids that get rejected to make him more unhappy. Jacobs is the guy who brings a fidget spinner to the changing room. You're not wrong. So West Ham will either play ourselves or Everton in the EFL Cup semi-final. And that quarter-final is not far away at all. Right, 45 million. Non-negotiable. The optional extension, how you kept Joe Bouchard and Paul Smith, still my favourite YouTube series. I appreciate that, Will. It is a little bit of a dirty tactic, putting the optional extension of 3 years, because it's essentially locking players into an 8-year deal. But if they're players who you know at some point might want to leave in the future, it's just a sensible thing to do. You could go see a Spurs game in-game. It's true, I could do that. Southampton and Leicester both sacked their managers. How are they getting on in the league? Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. Okay. Can we have a moment of silence, please, for Reading, who are bottom of the league on 2 points? Thank you. There we go. Round of applause for Reading. 2 points. 2 draws in their first 11. Well played, Reading. I do feel bad for Reading. They're doing a derby. You're not wrong, Duck. You're not wrong. Who's the Reading manager? We should check that. This music got really whoopy. It's Warren Joyce. Come on down. I've never heard of this guy. Apparently he's Wigan manager. And before that he managed a few different teams, including being player manager of Hull. I feel like I should have heard of this guy, but I just haven't. I mean, he looks like an evil genius. Anyway, time to take on Burnley. Let's hope for a better performance today. We can play our best 11, with the exception of Teo Hernandez, which is a good situation to be in. I think we will play it as well. Try and put out a statement after that defeat against Everton. We want a good result in the league. Aggressive. I expect nothing but a win from this match. Make it happen. Okay, let's relax. Let's hope for a nice, comfortable result here, boys. I want to absolutely dominate Burnley with our strongest 11. Coutinho, I mean, he should be scoring that. Should be scoring that. Moreno. Kante. Doesn't get to Kante. I was looking to start streaming, but I'm kind of nervous, Jack. Any tips? Honestly, just do it. And I don't want to use the meme of just do it, but I feel like with streaming with YouTube videos and stuff, the only way to know if you're going to enjoy it, to know if it's something you really want to take semi-seriously or just do on the regular casually, is just to do it a few times and see how you feel. It'll feel really weird the first few times. There probably won't be that many people watching whatever streams or videos you do, but you just kind of stick at it. The kind of first few months that you are streaming or doing YouTube is a great chance to kind of develop a style, get more confident with kind of the talking. And yes, there might not be many people watching to begin with, but in some ways that's a blessing. You know, if people aren't watching you to begin with, whilst it might not necessarily provide you that big motivation and big uplift, it's a great time for you to improve as a content creator. You know, get used to talking in front of a camera, get used to talking over a video game. kind of find your feet, I guess. And that is a platform that then you can grow off kind of going forward. So that would be my advice. I think with streaming especially, don't expect people to watch you immediately. But one thing that is really important is that if people go and they're looking at who's streaming Football Manager and they're kind of flicking through randomly, you have about 10 seconds to make a first impression. If people come into your stream for the first ever time and you're sat there with some overpowering music playing in the background, kind of sat, not saying anything, the sound of your desktop computer's fan is like blaring into the microphone, people aren't going to stick around and watch. You've got to hook people in immediately, and be that through just talking confidently and concisely, be that through just being really interactive with the people who are already in your chat. You kind of got to find your feet. And as I said, that won't happen immediately. You won't get people watching immediately. But I feel like as a streamer, the hardest part is getting started. And once you get started, that natural momentum kind of continues. And you're only ever going to improve. Anyway, that's what I suggest. Hopefully that helps. Anyone who's considering streaming or doing YouTube videos for any game, be it Football Manager, be it on Twitch as streams, be it videos. Anyway, we need to find our feet in this game. It's 0-0. We're struggling against Burnley. Though if we could score straight after half time, that would be good, wouldn't it? Coutinho, can he get there? I mean, we're applying pressure high up the pitch here. But Burnley do find the passes through. Interesting effort by Andre Gray. Okay, well, we stepped up in the second half at least. I'm going to tell the players another team talk of show some passion. I bet we concede now. Kante heads it clear. Goes back to Stewart, our former man. Arfield now trying to get the ball into the box. Headed away. Can we counter maybe? Coutinho heads it forward. There's no one there. João Mario to Keita. Big ball up to Coutinho from Dele Alli. Mbappe's back post. If he can pick him out, he can pick him out. That is a fantastic ball by Coutinho. I don't have a Discord server. Is that something people would be interested in, me setting up a Discord server? I would like to start taking streaming more seriously over the summer. Obviously, YouTube will be my priority most of the time. But I am kind of not adverse to the idea that over the summer, I may take not a break from YouTube necessarily. I'd still upload videos, but kind of shift kind of my focus onto Twitch 50-50. And maybe if I was to do that, maybe setting up a Discord and stuff is kind of part of that kind of process to kind of committing more time to Twitch as a platform and kind of to live streaming. I can't promise I'd be the most active person in there, in all honesty, but if you guys want a place to chat, a place to kind of ask questions, discuss the streams, all that stuff, I'm more than happy to set that up and have it as somewhere for kind of people to chat and have discussions. And I'm sure I'd drop in there from time to time, but I'm sure you guys can appreciate with me working 9 till 6, kind of streaming, doing videos as well pretty much daily. I don't have that much free time. I work I work 9 till 6, but then in reality I'm probably doing streaming or videos for another 2 or 3 hours on average a night. But if people want it, I can certainly look to set it up in the kind of not so distant future. So Discord, I should point out, it's like Skype for gamers. So a Discord server is basically like a big Skype group that anyone can join who has the link. You can create lots of separate chats. It's like a big community basically in a big chat room. And you can join other people's Discord servers, and there's like various ones for different games, for different websites. You can set one up with your friends. And it integrates really nicely with video games, which is something that I find very useful. And it's kind of, if you ever used kind of TeamSpeak or anything like that in the past, it's kind of like a modern day envisioning, I guess, of that. Okay, that was a good result for us. It wasn't the most convincing of performances, but we got the win that we needed. And after a little bit of a rough run of games, it's good to get 2 wins on the board. Excuse me. My voice is drying up. I think that's got something to do with the fact that I've been streaming for almost 5 hours today. I'm not a smart man. I think one of the hard things about finding time to stream and stuff, particularly during kind of the football season, is there's always football going on kind of during the day. And then, like most weeknights, obviously, there's European football. Whereas kind of in the off-season, it suddenly becomes kind of a little bit easier to find time to do kind of streams and videos alongside each other at kind of times that work. And Mbappe's improving, so that's good to see. I'd really like to see his finishing improve, because it's only at 12 at the moment. You can see I'm training him to play complete forward. And we are trying to develop his weaker foot as well, because that would be something useful for him to have. We now have Stoke in the FA Cup. It's getting more exciting, the games that we've got coming up. I think we can all agree. Anyway, we need to get a better performance this time against Everton. Of course, a week and a half ago, we lost 1-0. It was a free kick. We need to step it up. We're away from home. I'm hoping for a better performance today. That's got to be the aim. We need to step things up, boys. I don't want to lose to the Blues once more. Not twice in 2 weeks. I couldn't be dealing with that. In terms of our team, and this is what we're going to go with. Michael Keane and Joel Matip are struggling a little bit. Although we could play Rodrigo, I guess. I don't think I want to. Although I may play Bernandes today. And I might drop Coutinho, who's been a little underwhelming as of late. We'll go with this as our team. Anyway, they're going to play really defensive again, and then probably try and rely on getting a free kick like last time. So, of course, we lost to Everton 10 days ago. The score was 1-0. It was a free kick that they scored through Funes Mori. They're playing the same three at the back system again today. Hopefully we can break them down and see how we get on. Any score predictions, get them in the chat now. What is going to happen? I mean, let's not concede straight from kickoff. The hat is like looking at me. I feel like if we lose this game, the hat deserves to be worn. In fact, I'm going to wear the hat now, just because it looks comfy. Oh dear. It's a good start. It's a good start. If you don't know about this hat, it's a Ramdeuter hat that was very kindly sent to me by the folks at Football Manager. But it's a little bit weird that they sent me a bubble kind of wool hat in June. So it's kind of a bit of a punishment. If we bottle a game, if we don't perform up to standards, the hat comes out. The stream is going quite well, but I feel like the hat deserves to be worn. If we concede right, put the hat on more. Put the hat on more. It's a lovely look at it, Ramdeuter. I mean, what more could you want from a hat? It's all gone wrong 2 minutes in. I mean, what's happened, gents? What's happened? Where are you? I said, where are you? Come on. Let's be having you. I can't do a Delia Smith impression. That was my attempt. I mean, if they score now, maybe I'm a genius. Maybe I should get that snippet of audio and just play it whenever my team's losing and see if they turn it around. Take solace in the fact that Everton got relegated in the first season of my current game. That helps. Dele Alli, I mean, mate, you've got to finish that. You've got to finish that. Bernandes has picked up a knock. It's all gone wrong. It's all gone wrong. Matip wins it. Okay, to Bernandes. He's free. Can he get the ball into the middle? People are going to ask who Bernandes is. I can't even remember his first name. Before we gave him the nickname. Klein. Whips it in. Keita can't get there. I mean, they're playing free at the back in this really boring system and they're just playing on counter and it's lame as hell. They're like those kids who play ultra defensive on FIFA. You know the ones I'm on about. I hate it. Oh boy, right. Aggressive, boys. What is happening here? Aggressive. I'm not happy. I'm not happy. I'm sorry. You can be stressed and upset with me. Doesn't make me any happier. Coutinho, get on the pitch. I'm not happy, boys. 2-0 down. 2-0. We've had chances as well. What is happening? Coutinho on off the bench. Make something magical happen in this half. I need you to. It's all gone wrong, folks. It's all gone wrong. Can we put in a tackle? No. Anyone? The fact they're playing free at the back is really annoying. I might actually send our complete wing backs further up the pitch. Thinking. It doesn't even matter now. Doesn't even matter. No point in changing stuff. They have taken the chances that came their way. We have not taken ours. Poor. Awful. No, not worse than poor. It's been awful. Michael Keane, a 6.2 rating at centre-back. It's all gone wrong. It's all gone wrong. Hi, is FM17 a lot better than FM Touch 17? Better in the sense that it has a lot more details to it, yes. If you want a streamlined experience, Football Manager Touch is better, but if you want a more complete game, then playing the full version of Football Manager is just infinitely better. I mean, when you look at the stats of this game, it doesn't scream out to you 3-0. But unfortunately, that is how this game's going to end. Which is annoying, because I wanted to win the EFL Cup. At least it's the Cup that I guess we're losing in this time. Because a defeat in the league would really hurt us at this moment in time. I'm not happy, boys. Why am I using this tactic? Because it's worked for me this season. And last season. And the season before that. I mean, you look at our form. It's been a little bit off as of late, but we went through kind of the first 20 games of the season only losing one match. And I think Everton struck pretty lucky in that last game. Man City beat Luton on penalties. I really wish Luton had won that. How's the youngster doing? He's still tearing it up. Alvar, I'll give you credit. You got the result right. Time to rest up players. I don't know what's more embarrassing, that defeat or this hat. Champions League knockout draws coming up. That could be interesting. There weren't any players in the North Korea national team when we checked. It was sad. Let's just check North Korea again. There's not even any players listed for them. I guess those regens that we saw before probably retired. Feels bad. This hat looks very American. With that Korean youngster, I'm probably going to retrain him to either play... Well, he could play on the right wing for us, but I'm probably going to train him to play centre and attack in mid. I mean, he's already got false 9 on support as his best role, and you can see how good he is at it. I don't think it'll be difficult to adapt into a slightly deeper role. Moans about being hot. Where's thick woolly hat? It's part of the punishment, okay, Rusty Pizza. It's part of the forfeit is the fact I will overheat in this hat. I can't take it off until we win a game now. How's our team doing? Fitness is slightly better than it was. João Mario still learning to play a regista. He's not had the best start to his time playing there. But hopefully he can pick it up. Klein's average rating's been pretty poor as of late. Coutinho 6.64. Dele Alli 6.68. We need improvements, folks. Right, get your score predictions in. Taking on West Brom. We need a win in the league here. I expect a much better performance from you boys today. Still can't believe that result against Everton. We need to step it up. We need to see improvements. We need to see top-notch performances. Is that going to be what happens? We're going to find out. We need a better performance. 4-0 West Brom. I mean, if that happens, I will literally end the stream. Desi Snetnev with the 2-2. Kante. Oh my gosh, what an effort that was. I mean, the keeper stopped it. If we get caught on the counter now, it's going to be a bit disappointing after that Kante effort. It's a really good stop by the keeper. He hit it with some real venom. Mbappe with the ball. Options inside. Nice play. Kante, still options ahead. Keita, he's got to finish that. He's got to hit the target at least. It's all going wrong. Hey GMHD Gamer, how are you getting on? I guess you're watching from Australia, in which case, good morning. How are you doing? Or are you writing good morning and being clever because it's just gone midnight in England? And so it's technically a new day. I wonder. Oh my gosh, Dele Alli, I thought he was actually going to score, but Trapp saved it. I mean, it's a good start. 2 clear-cut chances in the first 7 or 8 minutes. I'm going to be streaming, I don't know how much longer for, maybe another 15 minutes, half an hour. We'll see how we get on. We'll see how we get on. But yeah, I am slowly hitting the tiredness wall. Of course, we did stream earlier on today for about 4 hours. If you missed that, I encourage you to go check it out after the stream's over or at a later date. It was pretty good, and well, tell you what else was pretty good. That Coutinho strike. Take a bow. I went to reach down for my bottle of grapefruit juice and it's on my left. My whole routine's been ruined. I mean, it's a lovely strike by Coutinho. But we're overdue a performance from him because he has been pretty goddamn awful recently. Happy birthday, Black Shiny Thing. I'm assuming it's now just become your birthday. Save that. I mean, that would have been annoying if they scored with one of their first efforts of the game. Ciao Mario. Into the box. Matip's there. Lovely goal. It's all coming to plan. Let's all just relax. I'm taking off the hat. The bottle's over. We're not going to bottle this. No chance. Playing far too well. Playing far too well. Livermore's injured as well now. It's all going wrong. I've had to pay £72 million for Mbappe. Kante, Keita. Look at the shape. Look at the space. Dele Alli. Can he win the race? He can't. But Zanka, going back to his keeper. You expect a goalkeeping mistake with that kind of pressure being applied by Dele Alli. Keita. Ali trying to pick out Coutinho. Intercepted. Back forward. Chadley bringing the ball forward in from this left-hand side. Nathaniel Klein says, no, mate, you're not going any further. Gets the ball. And Clayton wins it. What is all with this terrible passing from both sides? I mean, I know we're playing West Brom, but come on now. Coutinho, what a run. The finish. Not so great. Not so great. 2-0 up, though. Good half. Very happy, boys. More of that in the second half, please. Do you think England should do what Spain has done with Barca B and Real C to implement younger players into the English football system? No. In fact, I actually really dislike the idea of B teams in the same way I dislike the direction of the, well, what was the Vanarama Cup? Well, no, what was it called? It was called the LTV Vans Trophy. Before that, it was called the Johnson's Paint. What's it called now? I really hate what they've done with the under-23 teams entering the kind of League 1 and League 2 Knockout Cup. I can't figure the name of it. I apologise. My brain is drawing blanks today. I feel like if you want to do something like that, pair off teams with other clubs. Have it so they loan the players down. Don't have B teams. Checker Trade Trophy, thank you very much. My brain... The fact I could just call it the Johnson Paint Trophy and like 10% of you would know what I'm on about. Either way, like that tournament is a prime example of why I think the idea of B teams and under 23 teams competing in lower leagues is just a really bad idea. See you later, the Fredster. Thank you for watching the stream today, dude. Glad you enjoyed. See you later, Giggsy. Can we get another? 4-0 would be nice, because our goal difference isn't that great this year. Compared to last year when we got like 90 goals in total, the goals have dried up slightly, you know, without Bobby leading the way. I mean, a clean sheet would be nice too. We might still get the clean sheet. But there's a reason why Spain is so much better than us. I think the reason that Spain is so much better than English football isn't about an under-23 side. I think it's about grassroots football. We didn't keep the clean sheet. You look at in England how ridiculous it is that at 11 years old people go and play 11-a-side football on massive pitches when you've got lads who can barely take a corner that makes it into the 6-yard box. Like, there are fundamental flaws with English football at youth level, at grassroots level. You look at the investment in grassroots level. You go to Spain, every little town has its own 3G pitch, has its own really decent training facilities for the community to use. You look at England, you're lucky to have an AstroTurf that has sand on and gives you carpet burns. At youth football for England, there is so much kind of more glory seen in the competitive side of things. And I know this has changed recently, but the best way to play to win when you're under the age of 11 at English youth football is to hoof the ball up and have your biggest kind of overgrown kid who hit puberty first play as your striker. Not to play nice passing football, which at least, if you remove the competitive elements for the most part, and that's not to say don't have cup games, but to remove the leagues for like under 7s, it then encourages people to play football in a more attractive way instead of just lumping it up, just trying to get the goal by passing to your one-star player. There are so many problems in English grassroots football and in grassroots football in general in England that under-23s teams aren't going to solve. It's not about under-23 teams not giving players opportunities. You look at the big teams, you look at the likes of Chelsea, they loan out the likes of Ruben Loftus-Cheek and Chalobah. What good is having an under-23s team who play in the Championship for those kind of players going to do that sending them out on loan wouldn't? And don't tell me the facilities will be different, because let's be honest, yes, the facilities will be better at Chelsea, but that's not to say the Championship facilities aren't going to be good. I just think it's such a stupid non-argument. Anyway, I don't want to rant. I know that the football is kind of changing. I think at like under 7s to 10s, as someone said, like they are removing the leagues and stuff. There is so many bigger problems at youth level football than going, oh look, in Spain they have B teams. It's literally not the problem. Can I drop? There's not a mic for me to drop. Hat drop. Anyway, let's see how we get on in the Champions League draw. We're looking for a good draw. We've got Juventus. I mean, that's not a great draw, but I'm looking through these teams, with the exception of maybe Shakhtar and CSKA Moscow, and maybe Napoli. They're all pretty good teams that got through. What do I think of Corbyn's plans to take Premier League money and give it to grassroots football? If he can pull it off, fantastic idea. I've not looked into that specific policy that much, although I did read about it. I think it's a fantastic idea if it can actually be implemented. I don't know what kind of the process for that is, but yeah, anything to get grassroots football kind of, you know, on the up, England can only be a good thing. Particularly with the amount of money that is being seen at the highest levels of English football, the fact that there is very little bleed down. I know there is some, but there could be so much more relative to the growth of English football and English money. Yeah, it seems mad to me. I mean, you have kind of village football teams that maybe spend £10,000 a year to keep the club running, folding. You have teams who can't afford, you know, to get better water systems on their pitch so their pitches can drain better for Sunday League football. Cost, what, a few £1,000s maybe at a push? And yet we're talking about in England, Premier League teams like just earning ridiculous money on what they earned 10 years ago, and there is no kind of trickling down to the lower ends. And I know there has been some improvements in that area. There are a lot more grants now, at least it seems like that. There's still so much more that can be done. Anyway, let's see how we get on against Bournemouth. Hopefully we can have a good performance here. I'd like to get a few wins on the board, be back at the top of the table, but we need other teams to start slipping up. We've still got City to play twice this year, so that could be interesting. I'm not sure how much longer we'll be streaming for the people asking. It probably won't be super late, but for a little while longer. Good start as well with Keane getting the goal. Are you open to say who you're voting for, Jack? I am, but I will say, just to start this off, I don't want people to listen to my vote, or who I'm about to say I'm going to vote for, and go, oh, I'll vote for them too. I encourage you to read it yourself and form your own opinion. I don't want the chat to suddenly descend into a big political discussion, because I know that is a hot topic. You know, go to Twitter if you want to do that. I do think that political Twitter is 10 times worse than football Twitter. But I'm someone who considers myself a swing voter. You know, I very much kind of, I wouldn't say I swear to one party or another. We've just missed a penalty. That happens a lot. This year I will be voting for Labour. Well, next week I'll be voting for Labour. I know that will split opinions. I imagine because we have a younger audience, or at least I assume it's younger, there will be more people who kind of cheer with that. I appreciate that everyone has their own opinion, and I think as long as you are voting in some capacity, and of course you're eligible to vote, I commend you, and I think that's a good thing that you're getting involved with politics at all. But yeah, I don't really want to expand on it. I could go into all the points for why I'll be voting Labour, but it's not really the time or place. As I said, I want... If you're someone who has an interest in politics, you might be able to draw some lines and work out different areas where I think it benefits me, and why I think it's the right thing to do in terms of voting Labour in the election, in my moral opinion. But yeah, I don't want to, as I said, I don't want to talk about it alone. I've just talked about it alone. But yeah, that's the way I'll be voting. How mad would everyone have been if I just said I'm going to vote for the Green Party? That would have been quite funny. I can't believe we missed a penalty. It's because I didn't spin the fidget spinner. That's why it didn't happen. Thoughts on Norwich's new manager? I think it's quite interesting for Norwich. Obviously, I have quite a lot of family from Norwich, so I do follow Norwich Football Club quite a lot. I'd consider them a team I kind of have a really good understanding of as a club, and kind of the kind of situation they're in at the moment. I think Farke is a good managerial appointment. I think he's the first non-British manager that Norwich have ever had. Obviously, coming from Borussia Dortmund's B team, I'm sure they've looked at Huddersfield and kind of what's been going on there and gone, oh, we'd like a little bit of that. I think it's a big summer for Norwich. It's going to be a big test of the rebuild as well in terms of the new structure this year. Curious to see how much money actually is invested in the squad, given the fact that the likes of Ruddy are leaving, Bennett's leaving, Bassong's leaving. I know they picked up a lad, I think, from Barnsley already. I can't remember his name. It might not even be Barnsley, but I know they've made their first announcement of a signing. But no, I think it's going to be a really, really interesting summer actually for Norwich this year in terms of what they do, because they are a team in transition. But they are debt-free now. They are debt-free as a football club, I do believe. Which is really, really impressive, because they were a club that not that many years ago, back in League One, I mean, there were big questions being asked of Norwich. I remember going to see, I think it was Norwich v Carlisle in League One. I think that was the first game of that season that I went to. And then I remember, actually, the last game of that season I went to as well. That was at Carrow Road. That was against... I want to say it was against Coventry because Sammy Clingan was playing for Coventry and he'd left Norwich the previous year. I just remember that because everyone was singing "It could have been you, Sammy Clingan. It could have been you," because he left the club when they got relegated to from the Championship, and then Norwich got promoted whilst he was playing against them the following year. But no, I think for Norwich, kind of what they've done is great, and it's going to be really interesting to see kind of how the squad's built now, because obviously they kind of got promoted, got relegated, got promoted again via the playoffs. Didn't really kind of change their team that much across those years, kind of squirreled away the money. I know there's talk about Carrow Road being expanded. I'm curious to see how Farke implements his kind of strategies, I guess, this year. I am from Lincoln originally, so the East Midlands of England. I remember going to see, what game was it? Yeah, there was the game, wasn't it? Colchester v Norwich that was 7-1. I think what the most memorable Norwich game I've been to was. Because half my family supports Norwich, so you know I watch a lot of Norwich, and I've been to a lot of games. Probably the playoff final against Birmingham in 2004 at the Millennium Stadium. That was a good game. Well, it wasn't a good game. Norwich lost, but it's the most memorable game. I think that's the only time I've ever seen my dad cry, and it was about football. Kind of sums up my family. Norwich v Middlesbrough is probably the best game I've been to at Wembley. But the most memorable game will always be that game against Birmingham at Cardiff. It went down to penalties in the playoff final. What are my thoughts on Leeds United? I don't really have any thoughts on Leeds United. Obviously, I think they're terribly managed in terms of their chairman, and I feel disappointed that Gary Monk didn't stay on at them. I believe, well, I don't know actually. His contract was running out at the end of the year, but the rumour was they were going to offer him a 1-year extension, which, given the fans' backing, given how well I think he was doing at Leeds, at least kind of for the first half of the season, it seems mad that you'd only give him a 1-year extension. I don't really blame him leaving. There's no job security as Leeds manager. But they've got some talented players. Obviously, they've let a few players go over the years. And I feel like they're the kind of team that could have one lucky year and make it to the Prem. And then I don't know where they'd go from there. I feel like they'd kind of fall into maybe a similar bracket to the likes of Watford. But I don't know. I feel like for the impatience of Watford's managers, at least it's understandable. Whereas in Leeds United's case, it's just kind of they just cut managers off at the first sign of failure. Apparently Monk didn't have any intention of staying. That's interesting. I wonder how much of that boils down to the club and how much of that's to do with the management and kind of the leadership structure. So taking Newcastle on today, a win here would see us go top of the league, although United do have a game in hand on us. How's our squad fitness looking? It's okay. We've got a lot of games coming up in quick succession here, haven't we? It's the Christmas period. I'm going to send the players to rest for a week now, otherwise I'll forget to do it later. Anyway, hopefully we can keep our momentum going. We've got a few okay results in a row. So more of that would be nice. Oh, do Leeds actually have a new owner now? That shows how much I know. Last Leeds game I went to was 3 years ago. It was Leeds v Derby. It was last game of the season at Elland Road. I've been to a few games at Leeds over the years because it was one of the easier teams to get to when I was at uni in Yorkshire. Mbappe, what a run this is. Oh, if he scores that, it's incredible. Unfortunately, he missed it. Moreno, can you get the cross in? He does. Cleared away. We need a goal here, boys, while we're on top in the game. Creating a lot more chances. Can we make something happen? Coutinho, Keita, Klein, don't shoot from there. Nice pull back. He should have scored. That was a sitter. Did he hit the crossbar? He did. We've hit the woodwork twice. That's not ideal. Oh, what a ball that is. What a goal. João Mario playing Regista. Genius. Genius. I know what I'm doing. That was an insane ball through. Oh, cuts the defence apart. Kante goes through. Kante's become a goal-scoring force under us. Well, it's 1-0. It should probably be a goal or two more, but it's not too bad, boys. Well played. Things are going well. You're capable of better. Coutinho's been really bad this year, I'm going to be honest. Last year he got a lot of goals for us. This year, without Firmino, I feel like he's a little lost. He is a little bit unhappy at the moment, which might be impacting performances. But he's not been incredible. Mbappe, big ball forward. Thoughts on Liverpool next season? It's really difficult. People were asking, I think in a stream earlier on today, like, who do you think is going to get promoted from the Championship next season? I mean, that's such a weird question to ask, considering that we're like at the start of the transfer window and the teams are going to probably be completely different in some teams' cases. I guess for Liverpool, in terms of next season, I'd really just like to see Liverpool kind of get top 4 again, if I'm honest. I feel like at the start of the year, I didn't expect it to get top 4. I felt after we lost the Europa League final last year, that was going to set Liverpool's development back a few years. You know, that I feel like if we got Champions League football last year, that may have been something to build off. Whereas to obviously losing the Europa League final, I thought that was a very, very big problem. Now, obviously, Liverpool have finished 4th, so I look like an idiot. But I think really it's about now establishing Liverpool as a top 4 team, building their squad. I think if you were to look at their bench compared to kind of every other team competing for a top 4 spot, it was the weakest week in, week out by a massive, massive margin. You know, you kind of look at some of the players who were having to play. Was it Stoke away where it was in the second half, Coutinho and Firmino had to come on at half time? If you look at the players who started that game, that's a real example of kind of Liverpool's lack of strength and depth. And that's something that has to be addressed this summer. I think Klopp knows that. But yeah, I think for Liverpool it's just really about bringing in 3 or 4 players who maybe break into the first team, but are certainly players who can, you know, hold their own in the first team. Oh boy, Mbappe's injured. Please don't be a serious injury. Foot injury. That does not bode well. We'll bring in Wijnaldum, I think. Yeah, we will. We'll go with Wijnaldum for this game. (1-1). They had one shot all game. One shot on target and it found its way into the back of the net. We got FM'd. If Liverpool finish, say, 6th next year, do you think Klopp will be fired? Probably not. It would depend on the signings that are made and, I guess, the actual performances on the pitch. Oh, my God. I hate this game. 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 Well, that's a £72 million player out for probably the rest of the season. That's good. Thanks, FM. It's really, really annoying. Well, I guess we're going to have to play Benandez. I mean, it's not a bad thing in the sense that we have the strength and depth, that shouldn't be a problem. But obviously, I'd rather not him be injured. How long's Moreno out for? 3 to 4 days. Probably not going to be back for the City game. We might need to get a backup centre attacking midfielder in because Asensio and Wijnaldum are kind of our only options there at the moment with that Mbappe injury long term. Jack, one constituency you in. I don't want to reveal where I live, if that's okay. I think that's a pretty understandable thing. How do I think Middlesbrough will do under Monk? I think they have the potential to bounce back. I guess it depends on if Monk decides to go down the kind of route that served them well in the Championship, which is kind of building from the back. I don't know if that is a Gary Monk thing to do. I wonder if he'll do something similar to kind of what he did with Swansea. Tell you what, Moise Keane is getting some plaudits in Italy, kind of on the weekly award front, and he is improving. It's looking good for him. Jack, have you ever been recognised in public? I've had, on 2 occasions, 2 different people tweet me asking if I was in a certain place, which I was in. So one was actually a pub. It was during the England v Wales game at the Euros. Someone tweeted me saying, "Were you in this pub? You know, after the game or for the match?" I was like, maybe. So that was one weird one. I had another one actually where I was walking. I was just walking through town where I live, and someone tweeted me like, "Did you just walk past the train station?" It's like, maybe. Who wants to know? But I've not had anyone come up to me yet, kind of completely out of the blue, and be like, "Oh, are you worth the space?" I had it on my first day working at Football Manager. There was another tester who'd started a few weeks earlier to me, I think he was a moderator on the Football Manager subreddit, or like he was on the Football Manager subreddit or something. But he like was looking at me funny. Went to Sainsbury's for a meal, and he was like looking at me funny. I was like, "Are you like? Do you think?" I kind of asked. I can't remember how I phrased it. I was like, "Do you think my voice sounds familiar?" And he was like, "Yeah." And you work the space. I was like, "Yeah." But that doesn't really count. But no, I don't feel like I've ever had anyone out of the blue come up to me. Time to bring the Korean kid back to replace Mbappe. Unfortunately, the Korean kid can't join me for another year because he has to be 18 before he can leave South Korea. City's team's really good, isn't it? Origin of Work the Space? I just thought it sounded good as a name, and it kind of just stuck. I was sat there thinking, what name? You know, I was sat there. It's like, I'm starting a Football Manager channel. It needs to have a punchy name. I want it to be something that people who like and kind of know of Football Manager will understand as a reference without it having FM in the name. But it has some flexibility, so if I wanted to do some other kind of videos, it wouldn't be weird for the name to be Work the Space. Or whatever the name was. Obviously the name was Work the Space. Why didn't we buy Griezmann, folks? I remember why we bid 80 million and they rejected it. This isn't really going to plan. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I think we've got to go more direct. But have a few more men behind the ball. Try and soak up some pressure. It's not going to work, is it? Well, at least Sané missed it. That's a relief. I'm going to go counter. What was my first football kit? It was a Boston United home kit. When will the Hereford series be ending? I don't know. Hey, Mr. Craig FM, how are you doing today? Boys, performance not good enough today. I need an improvement, if that's possible. Hope it's possible. Let's just load up the tactic. Is it one of these? I can't even remember. We'll go with this one. I'm playing with a striker, boys. It's blasphemy. backs rather than complete wing backs. Instructions, deeper, close down sometimes, much longer passes, higher tempo on the counter. I don't know how much they're going to push in this second half. Jack, who do you think will be the next manager at Palace? I'm not sure. I think bring Pardew back. No, I genuinely don't know. I can't even think of it. Have they been? I've not even really been following that vacancy. Have they been linked with anyone? Did that deflect in? I think it did. I just dropped the hat. It doesn't even matter. I've dropped the ball on this game. 3-0. Was this deflected? It was deflected. I knew it was. Not ideal. I've dropped my hat. I've got my hat back. Panic over. How do I look, folks? I mean, there's still time to come back. I still believe. Stones has got lost. Coutinho should have scored. Are you disappointed that Hereford says kind of lost its way to all these foreigners and none of the players have a history at the club? Not really. Not really, if I'm honest. I feel like I've done the other option before. But I feel like with the Hereford side, there's new players coming through now. That's one of the pitfalls of going through the leagues really quickly, is the fact that you do have players who just don't stick around. You look like Thomas Muller. Does Thomas Muller wear a Ramdeuter hat as well? It's all gone horribly wrong. Only this game. I mean, at least we had one clear-cut chance, right? Not ideal. I'm not happy with the result, boys. What was that? I mean, with that, we slipped down to 4th. And there's a few teams who are going to be now waiting to try and leapfrog us, including Spurs. Not the result we wanted. Season of good cheer. At least Arsenal lost again. Arsenal down in 8th. It's all going wrong. Would you consider coming to a Hereford game? I've looked at going, like, if I could make it to Hereford easily. It's about a 4-hour journey for me one way. Just the way the trains work. It's not really viable, unfortunately. Right, folks, I think the next game we're going to do is going to be the last game that we do, and it's going to be against Arsenal. So it's a big game for us. This 17-year-old's insane. Actually insane. Right, if we don't beat Arsenal, it's all gone horribly wrong. Alright, get your score predictions in. Scout report finished. I mean, my scouts love him. I love him too. He's not even our player yet. Well, he is our player, but he's not signed for us yet. We've also got Walter joining us soon, who looks good. Our scouts like Walter too. Have I ever considered a save in Asia? I actually did the Pentagon Challenge back on FM13. I didn't finish it. But I did a few years in China with that save, which was good fun. I wouldn't say no to it again. It was a bit of a change of pace. I've got to sort out these staff wages. I'll do that later. I'm too lazy to do it now. I didn't mean to submit our team then. That was a mistake. Right, well, this is the team we're going with. Oops. Was there any players I would have wanted to put in my team? Not really. It's probably the team I would have picked. Anyway, get your score predictions in. Last game of the stream. We're taking on Arsenal. They've not been that great lately, but, well, we've not been that great in the last few games. We had a really good start to the stream. It's gone down since then. I just want to win a game. Bernandez, he whips it in. He is having that name, Bernandez. Coutinho headed off the line, was it? No, he hit the crossbar. I feel like we're overdue a game that just goes crazy with goals. You know, like a 7-5. Give the people what they want, Football Manager. Keita, lovely ball through. Cleared away, but Dele Alli's there. Coutinho, narrow angle. Oh, I thought it was going to go in. It didn't go in. Chesney somehow collects it. I thought we were going to have a classic Football Manager save onto the woodwork, confusion for goalkeeper moment. Danny Welbeck with the ball. Oh gosh, the memories are coming back. Giroud's offside. Nice stop by Donnarumma though, to be fair to him. We've had 6 half chances and 1 clear-cut chance after 20 minutes. Why is this still 0-0? Why are we so poor in front of goal? In before someone says it's because you're not playing with a striker. Someone will write that in the chat now because I've said that. Giroud injured. I mean, they're probably going to now put Welbeck up top, aren't they? It's all gone wrong in the first half. We need a win here, boys. Not happy. Get fired up. Get angry. Get mean. Just pretend. Show me that you care. Pretend that you care for me today. They beat us. Well, they drew 5-5 that time. It's all gone wrong. Right. Half an hour, boys. They've not had a shot on target. What are we doing here? Kante heads it away. How's the follow-up? I mean, if they literally score their first shot on target, I'm going to be very upset. I want you to know this now in advance, Football Manager. Right, counter. Bernandez. That's Bernadeschi, or however his name was said, if you're wondering. Dele Alli. What are you doing, son? I mean, I was about to make some subs, but we'll wait. They've had a shot on target now, so it won't be the first shot on target they have that we concede. Klein to Bernandez. Keita. Klein. To João Mario. The Regista. That is a ball that he has pulled out the top drawer. Coutinho beats 2. It would have been such a good goal. The pass to him was absolutely mental there, can we just say, by João Mario. I'm going to bring in Matip. Bernandez played poor. We're bringing Asensio there. What's going to take off Kante for Wijnaldum? 15 minutes. Team talk. Aggressive. Show some passion, boys. The team talk hasn't happened yet because the highlight already started. Niang, dispossessed. I mean, if we don't get if they win, I'm going to be really... No, if we draw, I'm going to be annoyed. If we lose, I'm going to be really, really annoyed. Klein. Well played. Now can we break? Asensio. Options ahead. I mean, pass it, you mong. What are you doing? Klein. Asensio. That's the ball. Dele Alli, please. Thank you. Thank you. My word, I didn't think it was going to happen, but finally it's happened. Alright, now get on defensive. Right, now we're going to concede, aren't we, now that I've gone on contain. People always tell me, Jack, why don't you go on contain or defensive? It's because it usually backfires and then I get salty. It's not going to happen today. We're going to win. We won a game of football. I can take the hat off. There's a tear in my eye. Nice work, boys. I mean, it helps us a little bit. There's still teams around us with lots of games in hand, but we needed to win that one, really. Arsenal really struggling. Down in 8th. I mean, well done, Dele Alli. You were the difference maker. Anyway, folks, I think we're going to end the stream there for today. There's a few games coming up that aren't that interesting, really. I think when we come back, I might play a little bit off stream. If I don't, then obviously we'll be back with the Southampton game. If not, it'll be the Tottenham or Chelsea game. I will say now, should we go and raid someone playing Football Manager? I will say just now quickly, thank you to everyone who has watched the stream today. Hopefully you have enjoyed yourself in the chat. It's been great to hang out with you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the last kind of... How long have we been streaming for? It's been a while. The last 3 hours. Wow, okay. I don't know how we ended up streaming 3 hours, but we did. But yeah, let's raid someone. Let's show someone some love. Who is streaming? Is there anyone who I know? You know what? Let's go raid Fat Man Dupe. Let's go and show him some love. Let's raise some Vidukas over in his chat. Go check out his stream. Show him some love. Raise your Vidukas in the chat. As I said already, thank you to everyone who watched. Thank you to everyone who followed the stream over the day. Thank you to everyone who donated, subscribed. It is greatly appreciated. I do appreciate your support. Hopefully I see you guys in the not so distant future for the next stream. And yeah, other than that, it is me, Jack, and I'll talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.